Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to your Wednesday show. With Staffy joining us. Quest is here. Blow Co in. Is here. Ashraf is joining us. Hussam is joining us. And we got a surprise for you later. Joining us, of course, later. So hit that like button, people, if you guys are here. Subscribe to the channel if you're in. There's over 400 people in the house. So let's get the likes up. Of course, we're talking Manchester United. We're talking Chelsea, of course. Cole Palmer. He's again linked to move away from Chelsea. But can he recover? We'll talk about that as well. We're going to talk about Liverpool with Barcola or Diamonde. Can they compete next season? We'll talk about this as well. Arsenal in the Champions League. Morgan Rogers, does he suit Arsenal or not? But hit that like button, people, and vote. I want to know what is going to be the main talking point in the summer in the thing. So hit that like button and vote. How's everyone doing? Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone that is celebrating Eid. كل سنة وانتم طيبين. Happy Eid everyone. Eid Mubarak to everyone in the chat that is actually celebrating stuff. Happy Eid حبيبي. Eid Mubarak يا معلم.
Eid Mubarak
حبيبي. What are you doing for Eid? Working, of course.
Working.
America.
Slaving away. That's what I do.
Yeah, bro. Broski. Where should we
What
start?
are we talking about?
We should look at this guy. Look at this.
أنا مش بتاعك الكلام ده. Hi guys, Eid Mubarak chat. Big up Staffy and Quest and Mo.
My boys.
Big up Habibis. Like and subscribe. Let's go.
I say the hater right here. Enzo lover.
I went to record,
You know that was a ridiculous argument, right?
I went to record.
You know
the
he's
short
not
from
objective,
Gordon.
right? You know he's not
I know
objective
he's
at
not.
all, right?
I know. I know he's not objective. I think the
Objective on
funniest
what?
part of that debate, so Quest, just to fill you in, they were debating Enzo and then mentioned Caicedo. And that's not a pause. Get your mind up together.
Yeah, pause.
Anyways, so he's
And
trying to
New
pick
York
up.
Knicks got you feeling a type of way. Hey, the Knicks are going to the final. Let's go, bro.
No.
So he's debating Enzo and Caicedo, and he uses league position to shit on Caicedo as if him and Enzo don't play for the same fucking team.
Okay,
Shameless behavior. What's
now
going on here?
It's like how
Well,
can
let
you
me
say
explain, let me
Caicedo
explain.
finished like
So
10th?
you want to know the
When
only
Enzo
reason why I
also
brought up
finished-
league position? Let me explain it just because we're here now. The only reason why I brought up league position is because this guy telling me jealous. طب يا عمي, tell me I'm jealous of Rodri.
You
مثلاً.
are upset that he rejected your team.
استنى شوي. In
True.
order for me to be jealous, there is something to be jealous of. If
You,
a player
no.
finished
I never said jealous.
12th and 6th, what is there to be jealous of?
No. I didn't say. I said
I
that
think he
you,
needs to say
number
you're
one,
hating.
you are
Yes,
hating on him
I'm
because
hating, not I'm jealous.
and the reason why you're not hating on Zubamendi because you don't hate Arsenal like this. You hate Chelsea. You have stated this since I knew you on YouTube. And for the fact that Zubamendi rejected Liverpool and he went to Arsenal, fine. You don't hate Arsenal like this. But if Zubamendi rejected you and went to Man United, you'd be hating on Zubamendi every day. Like every day you would wake
But
up.
I hate
you'd open-
Madueke.
Huh?
I hate Madueke.
You
I
don't hate
Martinelli.
on, but you don't
I
hate on
Havertz.
them.
I
How do you
hate
think it-
Jesus.
Yeah, Habibi, you don't hate on them. There's a difference.
No, I do.
Caicedo
actually.
rejected. You're hating on Caicedo.
And I hate Zubamendi still, by the way.
But okay, let me tell you the difference. You're hating on Caicedo to the point that you don't see any of his good abilities.
That's
You're
now
blind.
You're exaggerating.
True.
You're
because I
blind,
said
bro.
he's
You're
very good
blind. You're
defensively.
blind.
You're a liar.
You're
'Cause I said
blind
he's
to
very
his
good
passes.
defensively.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
Habibi, he's not only good defensively. We watched in the last, even under that bum manager that is managing them now, we've watched Caicedo play multiple through passes to Kukurea, multiple through passes to Neto, multiple. But because you watch the games with eyes closed, by the way, I'm going to tell you something. I swear to God, guys, I swear to God, Caicedo played about 3-4 passes over the last like 3-4 games. If it was a McAllister or it was like a Kobe Mano or it was a Bruno Fernandes, there would have been highlights of the game playing that pass. That between the lines, the breaking the line pass to Korea, making the runs.
I believe it.
No,
You don't believe it.
I was trying to tell Mo.
I can get you the
earlier in the
clips.
season.
I can get you the clips. No, I don't lie about this. I can get you the clip. Because I watched Chelsea.
I'm
Caicedo.
calling Quest a liar, not you. Relax.
Anyway.
Quest is side-eyeing.
No,
So let me start this. So you're saying that Chelsea aren't even in the picture next year then?
You're so good. You're very good YouTuber. Wallahi. Like, subscribe, chat. Like, subscribe. So because I think Caicedo is not a good passer, it means Chelsea aren't in the picture.
And Palmer is a one-season wonder? And
No,
Reece James is
he's a
injured
1.5
all the time?
season wonder. 1.5
Okay,
season
and
wonder.
Neto's not good? You only rate Enzo and Joao Pedro in that team. And Reece James. I know that you rate
And
Reece James.
Colwell.
Wallahi, I'm not going to ask you. Staffy, are Chelsea in the picture
And
next season?
Cucurella.
And should Palmer leave the club to go pursue his career somewhere else?
Should Palmer leave the club? I don't know if it's a good time for him to leave. He's not coming off 2 good seasons.
Yeah, but he's not coming off 2 good seasons because the club is not.
You guys hear me?
Well, because there is no stability. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Yeah, my bad.
We're here.
Yeah, my
Yeah, we're
bad.
here.
What was I saying? Yeah, he's just not coming off a couple good seasons.
But there are
in
reasons
terms
for
of-
it. The club is not doing well. The
Yeah, but
structure is
his
not
personal performances haven't been great as well. And he needs that surgery. He's not going to the World Cup. Like, this is not a great time for him to seek a move. Like, if he's at the best of his game and Chelsea are not matching his level, his ambition, he's like a world-class player, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. But I don't think he is in a position where he's even going to get a great move right now. He's just not on form, not on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think it's the perfect time to move. Especially that he's going to get to work under Xabi. I think working under Xabi might be a great opportunity for him, especially next season where they're not in Europe. So they're going to be solely focused on the Premier League. I think that's a great opportunity for them to climb up the table. I think they might have a good season in that terms. Like, I'm not going to put them in title races or anything unless they do something very unexpected. But I am banking on Chelsea having a very good season. But it's going to also be contingent on the type of signings they get. I just think there's a great opportunity for them to progress next season. He's a good manager. We've seen what he does at a team like Leverkusen. And here, where he's going to be probably afforded more money to sign more players that he would want, hoping, as I said yesterday on your channel, that he has good talent ID, I think is a good chance for them to develop something good. And it could be to restart, I should say, not a start, but the restart of a new project at Chelsea. Because clearly the first one failed over the last few years. They didn't really get anywhere progressive. But I think next season is an opportunity for them to restart that. So.
Yeah, I think they failed. Okay, they admitted they failed. That's why they changed their approach of hiring.
I disagree with that, but I hear you guys.
But can I explain why I think they failed?
Yeah, for sure.
If you change your approach in something, that's even in corporate, that's even in anything in life. if you had an approach and then suddenly you decide to change your approach, that means that you admit that the previous one has failed. Because Chelsea went backwards. Thank you so much. Chelsea went backwards. You know what I mean? And then instead of hiring a coach, they hired a manager, and they briefed the media that they give him power. I mean, they admit that the old way of doing things, hiring coaches and then managing the transfer market, hasn't gotten us where we want to go. So now we're going to change it. So that is an admission.
I think a tweak is not a bad thing, Mo. One second. Sorry. I think a tweak in their approach.
It's an admission that they failed.
Yeah, yes and no. Because I'll tell you why. Can we admit that they failed? Yes, but they haven't completely failed to the point where like there's nothing they could do anymore. No, I think they're changing their approaches. Think of it this way: imagine you're running a business and you're like, I don't know. Let's just say your motto was like, I'm just gonna use domestic products only. And then you realize maybe it's not the best approach because the cost of domestic is a little bit too high. Let me start importing from China as an example. So your cost goes a little bit. That's not you admitting your business failed. That's you admitting, you know what? Let me change my approach because I want my business to be better. And I think that's what Chelsea are doing. Failed in terms of, yes, in the last 4 years, their whole plan for whatever they wanted to do at Chelsea, it didn't hit the ground running at all. It's 4 years of stagnation, up and down, one good season, one bad season. But I think them admitting maybe we need to stop undermining the role of a manager and give him a little bit more power and say in what we want to do. I think that's an admission of them being naive in an area, but also being open-minded enough to say, let's change that approach if we want to succeed. Because a lot of people don't change their approach, or else you'll just be a dictator. And I don't think that's what they are. So I give them props for that. I wouldn't use that as a stick to beat them.
I want Quest to talk about the team as well, the Chelsea squad, because there is a clip that is circulating around from Don on the Big Six that's saying that their squad is close to the top. I can find it while Quest is talking, to be honest.
I've seen the clip, you know, so run it. But I hear why he said what he said. But, you know, it's a tough one. It's the same thing with saying that the project failed. Like, to say that they're admitting they failed, I think is incorrect, because I think what you're describing there is an adjustment, and everybody makes adjustments. Yeah. At some point, like Staffy said, yeah, you might be going in a certain direction and realize that the way you're going isn't getting optimal results. I think that was the thing with Chelsea. They were getting results that was good enough for them, but it wasn't optimal results. And the reason why I say that it wasn't a failure, but this is an adjustment, is because I go back to Fabrizio Romano, May 21st, 2024. I've still got the tweet bookmarked. He said Chelsea want to build a Xabi Alonso type project. They now have that manager. So for me, what that tells me is at some point after Potter, they were like, look, we have a model, and I've if you go and watch the Arsenal overlap video, Kroenke talks about that's Arsenal's model, to have a head coach that comes in, brings in certain players, working with a recruitment team, sporting directors, blah, 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 blah. I think they had the same idea with a slightly different approach in terms of age and wages, because they knew they were going to get hit financially. So they had to take a risk, right? And which meant they had to do something that hasn't been done in football before. You give the long contracts, you amortize over long periods, so that if you do go through difficult periods, you can retain some of your top talent. Had they have not done that, we probably would have seen people like Palmer, Cucurella, Enzo leave earlier than they did. So far, to be fair, off the top of my head, I don't know since this project has started if we've lost any top talent. I don't know if I would say we've lost any top talent. Madueke, you could argue he was maybe one of the better players in his position. Jackson is probably one of the bigger players we let go of last season, but he's coming back on loan. So for me, that's why I wouldn't say it's a failure, because then we also progress in those years. I think they're adjusting. I think they're adjusting at the right time. And I think the whole reason why we've not seen anybody be given the title of manager yet is truly because I believe they haven't hired somebody that they respected enough to give that amount of control to. Because to give that amount of control, you have to have a lot of trust. And I don't believe they could give that amount of trust based on all of the fronts they were fighting on financially, trying to rebrand the whole club, trying to sort of reestablish the culture in the club, all these things. I don't think they could even give that, let alone they had anybody they could trust. I think them saying in 2024, before the season Maresca came in, that summer, I think that was them going, yeah, if we can get a manager of that level, then we will 100% adjust. And it looks like now some of these fines and debts and penalties have come and gone. It looks like now they're gone, okay, since these things are a bit clearer now, we can maybe take that step. I also point to the fact that when Bowley first came in, he said, look, we want to be able to compete in 5 to 6 years. We want to create a team that can compete at the top in 5 to 6 years. So far, they're on that timeline. They've had a dead season last year, which is tough because, that throws a spanner in the works. But I don't think they're too far off. Even with what Don said about second in the league, he's crazy to say second best squad in the league, I would say, because I think Arsenal clearly have the best squad depth across their whole team. I think that's proven this season. Man City have a better squad. Player for player, you could argue Liverpool probably have 5, 6, 7 players better than our squad in terms of positions. You maybe could even say Man United's recruitment this summer, they've got a better 11 squad, you can argue, but that's more of a tussle there. So I would say we probably got like the 4th or 5th, which I didn't say in the summer. I thought we had about the 3rd or 4th best squad, which is why I was predicting us finishing top 4. But I think we've probably got 5th or 6th best squad in the league right now. And from all the reports I'm seeing, seems like Xabi Alonso feels that way, that we've got the 3rd or 4th best squad. Now, I don't know if you want to say that early, it's going to put pressure on you, but I can understand why Dom would have said that. I wouldn't have said second. That's too high, but I get why. In fact,
let's watch the clip.
Our midfield is better than yours, right? It's the centre-back area that I'm worried about, because I'm not worried about Cuckoo.
You said the midfield, but you've previously said your squad is better than ours, right?
That was last season, but this season I said your squad's better. I think we've got the second best squad in the league. Second
best squad in the league.
I don't think anyone else has got a better squad than us. Than you. Only you, man. To be honest. I was at AFTV the other day, Turkish, and I was doing a 11v11 with I was doing a combined 11 with Lee Judges. Bro, he showed me all the players, both of our squads, and I'm like, yo, our squads are deep, right? It's only the second centre-back area that I'm not happy with. If Cucurella's not there, I've got Hato. You wanted Hato. If Reith ain't there, I've got Gusto, right? If I look at the midfield, Andre Santos, Asugo, Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo. I'm not counting Lavia as of yet. Left-hand side, I would have built it differently. But Garnacho and Gittins, they will put up numbers in this team. Yeah? João Pedro and Delap. I'm not overly pissed with that. The right-hand side, Neto and Esteval. There's GNA in this team, broski. You know what I mean? That's the main thing for me. I'm looking at centre-backs. That's the problem.
I think Don is one of the most delusional people you can listen to online when it comes to football takes. I'd say this to his face. I think the thing is with human beings, intelligent human beings learn from their mistakes. Saying this after this season shows me that he's learned fuck all.
Was this recent, by the way?
Sorry. No. This is an old clip. This is from the beginning of this. This is the beginning of the season.
Beginning of the season.
Okay,
then we will see what his new opinion is. But this is a guy that said Caicedo is better than Kante. So
even mid-season, that was a horrendous take. Honestly,
horrible take.
Even mid-season.
Man. Look,
this comes back to my more argument with Caicedo. I'm not saying Chelsea players are shit. I really don't believe Chelsea players are shit. My problem is because of people like Don, and because of people like Lewis, and because of people like whoever Chelsea fans are online, we overrate some of these Chelsea players. Based off performances this season, conversation. Based off performances this season. If we go based off what they've done on the football pitch, it's not a conversation. Based off this season, Cucurella doesn't sit on the table of the best left backs in the league. Based off what they've done this season, they've had horrible performances week in, week out. The only Chelsea player that you could legitimately prop and people aren't going to say anything crazy is João Pedro. I think you can fairly, objectively do João Pedro praise because of what he's done ability-wise, because of his goal return, because of him even turning up in a couple of big moments for them. The rest of the team if we go, because I give you an example, Mo, yeah, and this is the problem, and I said this to Don's face, and I said this to Chelsea fans' faces as well. Declan Rice, hello, Declan Rice is at a club that's competing for the league. So when Declan Rice has 2-3 bad performances, myself and Mo highlighted it on MHF. We highlighted it on the Football Terrace. We highlighted it on our own channels. We said Declan Rice isn't performing, blah, blah, blah. Those 3-4 periods of bad games that Declan Rice has had this season, Chelsea players have had from the start of the season till today, which is why they're 10th. They're not 10th just because of manager changes. Some of the players are also trash. Some of the players have also underperformed. And it's very easy for a Chelsea fan to go like Garnacho, Gittins, Garnacho. It's not just about Garnacho and Gittins. It's also about the players that you have expectations on. You know, Cole Palmer being trash this season. Caicedo being trash this season. Enzo being trash this season. All these players have consistently let Chelsea down. I've given an example before. They were 2-0 up against Leeds. Caicedo then gives the ball away and makes a mistake for a penalty. Therefore, they draw 2-2. Had Declan Rice done that, because Arsenal are under a microscope, we will highlight it for the next 6 days and we'll keep speaking about it. But because Chelsea aren't under the microscope and they're 10th, we just move on and we go like, yeah, Caicedo had a couple bad games. Yeah, but Caicedo's had dreadful performances this season. So has a lot of Chelsea players, which is why they're 10th. Therefore,
Sam,
Sorry,
go on.
Yeah, players are not under the microscope. We don't highlight these moments. At the end of the day, we get it. They sacked Enzo Maresca. They hired Rossenior. They've had a bad summer. But the players that they're supposed to rely on were also trash. Now, what shows you that I show the same energy? I said this about my own players. I've called out Salah and Gravenberch and McAllister and Van Dijk. I've called out my A-level players from EFA to the team. I've called out Verse. I've called out everyone, bro. I've said Verse is taking shots like a pussy before. I've said, why is he moving like a coward? I'm one guy that called out my players. The problem with Chelsea is there's such a lack of accountability on these players, and this is something Quest has pointed out before, because they're always looking to sack the manager. They're always looking to make the manager the scapegoat, and no one's looking at the players and their inconsistent trash-ass performances. That's the truth.
I think that's very fair to say that there needs to be more accountability for the players, because that is true. I was saying this like maybe 2-3 games into Rossinia's reign, but to be honest, even under Maresca, I more so was critical of Maresca than I was of Rossinia, because truthfully, I just thought when Rossinia came in, I thought he shouldn't have to do much. The players should be self-motivated. Clearly, they weren't self-motivated. I think the harder thing though is, like, say you compare Declan Rice, right? That's great, but the difficulty with that is Declan Rice is playing in an Arsenal squad now that's competing every year for the title at the age of what, 27, 28? So there is a slight difference. You know, Caicedo's 24, 23 last year, right? Declan Rice was playing for West Ham, I think, when he was 23 and 24, or 22 and 23, right? Similar ages to when Caicedo started playing for Chelsea, right? Which is a completely different ball game. That doesn't take away from the pressure that's on Declan Rice now, but I understand why some Chelsea fans then vehemently defend Chelsea players, because I do think Chelsea Football Club on a whole, we are probably one of the only clubs where no matter what our players achieve, bar Arsenal, and it's understandable why Arsenal have had the criticism because of how many years it's been a struggle, we're one of the only clubs in leagues that gets consistent critique, and not just critique, downplayed and disrespected. I mean, we're talking about players we've had in our club over the years that have legitimately been legends of the Premier League, been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and people talk about them like they're nobodies. People talk about them like that they can just be brushed off. Like, we talk about Lampard, like, yeah, but in that conversation of blah, blah, it doesn't, you know, and you're talking about a man that is top 10 for goals scored as a midfielder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about Drogba.
Wait, but who talks down on these guys?
No, lots
outside
of people
Drogba.
Do. No, lots of people do. Lots of people talk down on the Lampards, Drogbas, John Terrys, Petr Cechs. People talk down on them.
I mean, all I hear is people saying Ashley Cole is the best left back. Lampard is one of the best midfielders. Drogba, I agree, because I think Drogba is overrated. Listen, but the others...
But Ash, you're an Arsenal fan, so you will hear differently. That's what I'm saying. I can understand why Chelsea fans will defend it, because what Chelsea fans hear when they bring up these conversations is, your players are average, mediocre. Yeah, he's good, but what about this guy? Like, even people saying, Harry Kane to Drogba. Oh yeah, but if you talk about legacy, it's only about legacy. And I'm like, come on, man, the guy was a good striker as well. So all I'm saying is I get why people vehemently defend Chelsea players, because look, even our most senior players, yeah, like Robert Sanchez, 28, is our most senior player in the squad. That's crazy. Reece James is 26. He's been playing for us since he was like 19, the guy, yeah? 26 years old. How many 26-year-olds in how many squads have come through the academy, been to Champions League finals, and have dealt with this many managerial changes at their club? I'm not saying that should be an excuse, but you've also got to add some fair context to understand why these players have struggled. That's more my argument. But I think it's fair to hold them accountable still. I think what you've got to do now is go, okay, look, the ones, because I think there's a consensus now, the ones that don't show up under Alonso, that's 1,000% a you issue. If you can't show up under a manager like Alonso, you're just not a good footballer in my eye.
Can I tell you something about this course? You know, I'm talking to some of the people. I'm going to do super chats.
Yeah.
We call that a lot of people that do content. And it's not content only. There are a lot of people that come to shows and just want to do that you're shit to Arsenal. You're a bottle job. You're this, you're that.
100%.
And I many times I called this out and I said that, can we analyze the football? Me and Staffy always talk about this, by the way, offline. We always talk about the people that don't contribute to conversations and then come with the same, like they have phrases that they know and they come to shows and say these stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe that there is a lot of talks about Chelsea now. There is the easy thing to banter Chelsea, say all the players at Chelsea are shit. Yeah. I actually think if you put context into why Chelsea look bad, it is very similar to why Liverpool look bad. It's even worse at Chelsea. If you put context into Man United under Ten Hag, under Amorim, if you look at the Chelsea and you look at Don's take, maybe he took it too far. Maybe he shouldn't have said that they're better than City. Yes. But to say that Chelsea don't have good players is up to, I think for me, it looks like the same conversation that when people say that Arsenal are just bottle jobs. Okay, can you provide context? No, Arsenal are bottle jobs. He's getting over the line. Okay, is Caicedo a good player? Yes, he's a very, very good player. For me, I think Caicedo is equipped to be one of the best DMs in the world as a DM, right? But I can't judge Caicedo and make a full-on conclusion. Is he playing bad? Sometimes, and I stood to Hassan this. Yeah, I watched some games and he's dropped stinkers in some games and he caused Chelsea to losses.
For sure.
But can I judge him and say he's a bad player? I don't think so. Why? Because I have seen the good from him. I've seen Caicedo be man of the match for Chelsea. I've seen Caicedo be very good. So I know the talent is there. Similar to the people that were talking about Kobe Mainoo, which is Staffy. Staffy keeps retweeting the guy that said that Kobe Mainoo is not fit to play for Man United because he doesn't run.
Crazy.
But he's playing in a midfield too, and Amorim is not coaching him well. You watch him, Mainoo, now being coached well, and you see the talent that we saw in the preseason under Ten Hag.
Yeah.
People want Arsenal and they take them at the benchmark. I think that Arsenal are a special case. Number one, they have a brilliant coach that can develop players that can get the best out of a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
The guy that took Mosquera and made him, I know what you're talking about. The attackers is something, but we're talking about midfielders. We're talking about...
There's a lot of players that flop on them and he sold them again, so I wouldn't fully say that. But he is a good coach.
But he's a good coach. I'm going to tell you that Chelsea, if you watch, you know that Malo Gusto isn't a bad player, but he makes constant mistakes. Why? Environment is bad, coaching is shit, positioning is shit, and he's a young player. Yeah. You watch it, Reece James is injured all the time. Andre Santos, you can tell there is a player there, there's a dog in there that needs to be utilized. We saw Cole Palmer being good. It's the same conversation that people want to have about Liverpool, but they don't want to have about Chelsea. Liverpool, under a manager that won them the year last season, with players that won the league, they were trash. All season they were trash, right? But am I making a full conclusion that these players are completely trash? No. You might not be world beaters. And that's why the conversation about Chelsea, I believe it's not honest. I believe the conversation about Chelsea squad isn't true. It's all banter. It is reaching a level of like, you're shit, without even looking at the context. I'm being one of the least Chelsea, over the last 5 years, have been one of the least stable clubs in English football.
Yeah, that's
in English football.
Yeah, by their own design, but that doesn't mean that you then like.
So hold on.
Wait,
just give me a second. Give me a second on this. Ashraf, you saying this emphasizes my point. What I mean by this is the reason why. It's by design. They chose this shit, right? but it doesn't change the fact that they are very unstable. The manager that gave them some success, literally, he wanted another job within 1.5 years.
Yeah.
He literally, now that the truth is out and Enzo Maresca's now being a Man City coach, you know there is a court case. Chelsea are suing Man City.
Of course.
You guys know this, right?
Yeah.
They're suing Man City.
Because
they tapped the manager under contract. So even the manager that brought them success wasn't
but
happy.
I thought he had something in his contract where he can talk to other.
Actually, no. Chelsea now are suing Man City. They actually reported them. They're suing them for 10 million or something like this. It's
he was allowed to have conversations in the sense of like, if a team, what I've read earlier in the season was, if a team said they were interested in signing him, he was allowed through his agents and all that stuff to have those conversations to say, yeah, if my time at Chelsea is done, then we can talk about potential me taking over the job potentially. So obviously all those conversations happen.
There is stuff that happened in the background that Chelsea said they're illegal.
Yeah, but obviously what he just had to do was self-report. So obviously he self-reported, but what they didn't know was he was clearly having conversations about squads, about this player, that player.
And he was having talks about signings and contract length.
Too much. And this is why that's why Chelsea were not happy. I remember Terry was on my neck and I was saying, Terry, you know, my thing is, I can't see Maresca leaving Chelsea because he's told everybody he loves the players, he loves the squad. When he came in,
he doesn't like the club.
So for me, I didn't understand, and that's just my naivety. I didn't understand why you would say you love everybody and then you would jump ship. To me, that as a man of integrity, I would never do that. I will never lie to your face and do otherwise. So that's why for me, I'm always like, me and Maresca, I love the guy, but we're done. Because I actually think the truth is he's a great man manager, but he's tactically inept. And it makes sense. He's only been managing first team.
So can I ask you questions before we move on, before I do super chats? Just a quick one, Quest. Do you think he will succeed with Man City?
I wouldn't be surprised if he wins one league title because of the players he's got. Do I think he's going to have anywhere close to the level of dominance of football like Arteta's got with Arsenal? No. Because tactically, he's inept as a manager. Like, people forget, like, start of the season, we drew to Crystal Palace 2-2. Yes.
He's all right. No, he's not.
No. Remember, we lost to Sunderland 2-1 at home. All these results were under Maresca. We were struggling. Who was it? Crystal Palace. There was Sunderland. I want to say the Man United game where he had the absolute... He had a mad wobble. Sanchez gets sent off and then he substitutes Esteval and Neto. Brain fart completely. We got a great result against Liverpool. I remember that. And then there was maybe 2 or 3 other teams. And then we went on a run of like 12 or 13 unbeaten, which I respect. But the truth is, he done the same thing at Leicester, where he was gliding.
Then he's not tactically inept, right?
No, tactically he's inept. He's inept. He's a good manager.
You cannot be tactically inept and go 12, 13 games with a good run, right?
If you are good at motivating your squad, you can get your squad to play to a level where you can get those kind of results. 100%.
But then wasn't he getting the massive praise for the 3-0 against Barca and the 3-0 against PSG? Yeah, was that not tactical prowess?
He deserved that. But what I'm saying is, when you have a manager play, who I think it was the Sunderland game, he says, 2 or 3 days, we're preparing for the game, but then we got to the day of the game and they changed from a back 3 or back 4 to a back 5 and we weren't prepared. When the manager says that, you have to understand, this is not a guy who knows what he's doing consistently enough to have a team like Chelsea competing at the top. So for me, I was never
like... Slot said that as well, and Slot won the league last season.
Nah, but that's why my point then would be, Slot with the players he's had helped him get over the line. He will.
Can I have a take about the Slot thing?
Same for Maresca.
Anybody that will have a Salah last season and some of the good players that Liverpool had, Liverpool didn't have bad players. They had good players. Anybody that will have a Salah would have won the league.
I actually
Also, sorry, can I just say,
all what Salah needed, guys, is to steady a little bit the Gravenberch, McAllister, and the Konate, and you have the nuclear weapon. Every time Salah had the ball, he created the big chance. It's ridiculous. Forget the goals, guys. How can someone lead the league in goals, assists, and big chances created? This is mad. Okay.
Yeah. So then you're basically saying if it was like the City from a couple of years ago, Liverpool would not have won the league last season then.
City to get 90-something points, Liverpool might not have won the league. Yeah, it's might not.
Okay.
Yeah, might not. Okay. But to be honest, what Salah, but actually, I don't think so. Me and Hussam did the math. Liverpool, if they continue to the same level of intensity before they go to Ibiza and stuff, Liverpool were on course to get 94 to 96 points. We did the math.
No, but
last season.
But wait. That died down before they officially won the league because they dropped points to Villa, they dropped points to Everton. It's just that Arsenal didn't capitalize. So if I go by that logic, it means when Liverpool in the second half, and I heard a lot of Liverpool fans say, to be fair as well, that in 2025, from January onwards,
February
they
onwards, yes.
They weren't that good, and that also included the loss to. I'm not going to count
the problem is you give
the loss to Newcastle in the League Cup final. Exactly. So I'm saying exactly, which is why I'm telling you by that logic. Then, if City were the City of 3 years ago, basically Liverpool last season would not have won the league.
Until we decided that Liverpool won the league, Liverpool were going on course to get that. Arsenal gave up when they didn't sign a January transfer. And Havertz, you remember, got the hamstring injury, and Gabriel got injured, and then Arsenal basically focused on the Champions League. That's what happened. Let me do these supers before I go to Man United and Liverpool. Let's say all the top 6 or 7 have perfect transfer window. What's their positions potentially?
Arsenal top, Liverpool second, City third, United fourth. I put United
Liverpool
fifth.
over City.
Yeah. I think so. No.
That's a great super chat, actually.
Yeah, I think Liverpool second.
Thank you, MT. I'm not sure.
I just don't trust Maresca as much as I trust Slot. That's why.
I think even Hussam will tell you.
Even Hussam doesn't believe this.
Even Hussam will tell you Maresca is more.
Not across a 38-game season.
I would reverse the City Liverpool rating. That's it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree with everything exactly.
Wait, who did you have?
I think
fourth?
City is just a better squad.
Fourth, I said United.
I
put them fifth for the start of the season, so
I'm not going United fourth.
I actually think they got a good chance to win the league next year, but
I'm going Chelsea fourth.
Okay, can we go to this conversation? Let me read the supers
because they have 1 game a week with Xabi Alonso.
Okay,
perfect window. Because the super chat is perfect window, remember?
Yeah, that's fair.
If you have perfect window, I think Chelsea will finish above Liverpool. If you have to change direction due to being poor, you failed. And your squad is nowhere near close to competition. You need 2 center backs, goalkeeper, and wingers.
Yeah, but
I don't think they need a goalkeeper.
That project failed without a question.
No,
you can't even
how
argue
can you say it's not even factually true?
Because if you're
higher every single year. What are you talking about?
And last year was the first time. And this season you didn't. Exactly.
Yes,
so you didn't.
But that's the first time in 3 years. So what are you talking about?
Which means it failed. If your aim
fourth and it's still going.
First time and then 10th. And then 10th. Exactly. And then 10th. So it failed. Your aim, if I asked you before the season started, or any other Chelsea fan, would have said to challenge this season. You didn't challenge this season.
So every single year that you challenged and you didn't win, is it fair to say then you bottled it?
I think last season. I think last season was the
now we're
first
gonna do
season.
Roundabout stuff.
No, wait. I'm answering your question. I think last season was the first season where we failed because last season was the first season where we actually regressed. And I even said this is why I wanted the manager out. And I obviously said in the end, turns out he was right and he won us the league. But as things stand right now today, that project has failed because you finished 10th. Why is that even an argument?
First of all, you can't even say it's failed because at the end of the day, it's not over. Still ongoing. So it can't have failed. If you're saying
Quest,
failings. Are there failings in the project? Yes, there are failings. In every sporting project, there are failings. Yeah? Liverpool
Quest, we're saying, assuming you change your strategy now. If you go in the summer and buy experienced players, that means you abandon that project. That means you're no longer signing those players.
But not a single journalist has briefed saying we're only going to sign experienced players. They've just said they're adjusting it to sign some experienced players to beef it out. So yes, but that doesn't mean it failed because
that's my point. My point is the fact that they're adjusting it.
Guys, check the private chat, please.
Finish.
This is ridiculous.
Check the private chat. Start of the season goal was top 4. After Maresca, it is Europe. You got neither, and it's a failure. You have more players, not better squad. Stop the crap.
I don't understand what he's talking about.
The cap.
He's talking about Don's stake and people saying that Chelsea squad is not as bad. I don't think Chelsea squad is as bad. I think the 2 wingers are shit on the left. And for me, you need 1 center back, and that's about it. I think the squad is decent.
Starting 11 is decent.
What about
for me, Ashraf, Caicedo, Andre Santos, Lavia.
Andre Santos. You think he's good?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good
player. He's a backup player. Yeah.
Bayern Munich we're talking about Andre Santos.
Andre Santos is not a bad player. Andre Santos is a good player. He's not a bad player, bro. He's a good player for where they like. He's a good player. I think
he's very, very overrated. But anyways, fine, fair enough.
No, but I didn't say he's the best in the world. I said that Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Lavia, Andre Santos, Cole Palmer. And
why are we still counting Lavia in 2026?
You see what you just did with Andre Santos?
Why are we still counting Lavia, bro?
When I'm talking about Chelsea, the way you just spoke about Andre Santos, I'm going to ask you a objective question. شو الفرق بين Andre Santos و Norgard?
Yeah,
Andre Santos is a better player.
Yani one guy has higher potential.
Why is he better?
No problem, but what's the difference?
Why is Norgard better?
Because Norgard has played way more minutes. He's more proven in the Premier League.
Because you paid more minutes.
Norgard is more proven.
If you play more minutes,
no.
I mean, I literally was going on 3-4 points. You decided to stop me on the first point. I said A, he's more consistent. He's played way more minutes. He's a Premier League proven player. I think he's better. He does better off the ball. He wins the ball a lot better than Andre Santos. And he's a goal threat going forward when it comes to set pieces. I don't know what Andre Santos does that is so special.
He's so good, Arteta didn't feel he needed to use him despite all those things you just mentioned.
But exactly, because
if he's that good, why did he play?
First of all, I am the wrong person to try and say Arteta did play, as if I've never criticized Arteta's mistakes. That's one. Two, it's not the same comparison.
He's mediocre.
It's not the same comparison. No, I don't think he's that mediocre. While I don't think we should have signed him, I think we could have signed someone better. He's still better than Andre Santos. That's what I'm trying to say. And the reality is, it's not the same comparison, Quest, because the players we have ahead of Norgard are like levels above. I don't think you have that same problem. I think I said on Enzo.
You're talking about an Andre Santos who Bayern Munich were chasing for a little while, like 2 seasons ago, yeah? And obviously Chelsea managed to get in the door early.
Bayern Munich were also chasing Kai Havertz. Guess what? They make mistakes.
For good reason. He's a Champions League winner. It makes sense. He's a Champions League winner that would hold value. It would hold value. If Kai Havertz was returned to Bundesliga, he would be one of the bigger players in the Bundesliga because he came from the Bundesliga, left, and went back, and he still got talent. So if he went back to Bundesliga, he'd be one of the bigger. Let me just also say this. You're also talking about Andre Santos, who won League One Player of the Year. As much as we disrespect it, you have to be good to win the entire league's Player of the Year. You don't get given that if you're rubbish. So because you can get upset, Ash. But the thing is, you're doing to Chelsea players now.
You could have
what you guys hated happen to Arsenal for years. So
I remember 10, 15 years ago, and I don't know those who remember this player.
Right. Of course it's correct.
No, he's not, because Voronin was one of the best players in the Bundesliga. I think he won Bundesliga Player of the Year that when he was with Hertha Berlin on loan. He came back to Liverpool. He was garbage. Some players can do something in a certain league, but it doesn't translate to the Premier League, whether we like it or not. So you saying, he was the Player of the Year in Liga for Strasbourg?
No one said that. Yeah, no one said.
But I'm not saying Andre Santos is like the player of most midfielders in the league. I'm saying you're trying to act like he's rubbish. I said, how can he be rubbish? The guy won Player of the Year in a league, bro, and we're not talking about Saudi league.
I don't think he's. Yeah, I know, but I just don't think. This is why I think he's an example of a midfielder that gets overrated by Chelsea fans generally, where they say, maybe not you, Quest, but I think he's an example of midfielders that certain Chelsea fans, maybe this applies to Don and others, who then come and have conversations on player. This is why our squad is here, and this is why our squad is close, because you guys take Andre Santos and you put him in a conversation that he doesn't belong to. Even, by the way, if you're saying, Hassan gave an example of...
Not mean.
I think
is Andre Santos better or...
He's not a player. He's not a player you use. He's not a player you use when you're doing comparisons of squads.
Who's better, Andre Santos or Nico Gonzalez?
Nico Gonzalez, obviously. What? Did you actually seriously ask that question?
It's like, why though? Why?
One came in for Rodri. One came in for Rodri, and the City fans said, "Wow, it's like Rodri's not even gone."
Chelsea,
and you're asking that
over
question.
The last 10 minutes proves my speech right. That's why Ashraf agrees. The problem is Chelsea have never been under a microscope, Mo.
We're under a microscope every season.
Yani you see the thing you said about Caicedo, Hilu? You said Caicedo played 3 or 4 great passes in the last 3 games, where if it was someone else, it'd be on a compilation. Okay, Habib, but these elite players are doing it every game, Hadi. Yani.
Oh, this is crazy.
By the way, let me just clarify. I don't think Chelsea have a bad team. I've actually argued it more a year ago about how good Chelsea's team is. I think Chelsea's team is
don't
quite
like
good.
Chelsea,
I'm just saying, bro, I swear to God, me liking or not liking a team has never, ever affected my opinion on teams, ever. Because I dislike dishonest conversations, so I would never talk bad about a team for the sake of it. I think they are a very good team. I do think the 1 game a week will help them. I just think they do need a lot of work, like from the bench perspective. I think like players like Lavia and all that stuff, like you need to be moving on from them, in my opinion.
Hussam, are you changing to Liverpool focus channel? If not, care to share why you or your mods muted, blocked me and other gooners on your channel?
Uh-oh.
What happened? What happened there?
Blocked Arsenal fans on the channel, Marco. Marco, you got blocked on my channel because of a disagreement with Tyler. Because of what you said about Tyler. That has nothing to do with gooners.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What?
Are you racist against Arsenal fans now?
Why is that?
No,
is he racist against Arsenal fans now?
I don't block Arsenal fans from my channel. I cannot be an
Oh,
Arsenal
you mean
fan.
he insulted Tyler? You mean he insulted Tyler personally? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Marco doesn't do that though, damn.
Blue Co has 57 points average in 4 years. Remember this next time you give Blue Co PR pitch. Quest, the cheap copy of deluded Don.
Don't ever insult Quest like that. Quest is one of the good Chelsea fans. Quest, Kojo, shout out the 3 good Chelsea fans that we talk to online. You get me? Quest is one of the good
By the
ones.
way, Quest, I heard a scary stat. I heard you guys didn't finish above Liverpool since you last won the league. Is that true?
Yeah, it's probably true.
Oh,
yeah, but that also coincides with Klopp, man. Like we were just nowhere at it. And but I'll say this is why, yeah, people were cooking me when I was saying people like romanticize over that Roman era. That last 5 or 6 years when Roman was there, we made so many mistakes as a club. It's actually unreal. Like we were nowhere near it. We were winning trophies,
but you were
saving our arms.
No?
Yeah, we did, but really it was a run against the mill. Like it was, if you want to say like a against the play sort of thing. Because 2020 we had Lampard. I think we went to the FA Cup final, lost to Arteta first season. 2022 we were diabolical too. We lost in the FA Cup final and the League Cup final. We hadn't been near the league then for like 4 years. We were diabolical. There was a meeting I think between Tuchel and Marina, whatever her name is. And they were talking about Tuchemeni when he was still at, who was it? Not Ren. I don't even know.
Whatever.
And Tuchel was like, nah, he's not ready. Let's not buy him. What? This the same Tuchel that bought, what do you call it? Timberland boots. What's his name? Staffy, help me. Lukaku. He brought him in, 100 mil. And then after 2 weeks, after bagging against Arsenal, slaying them with a sword, after 2 or 3 weeks, he fell out with them. We were in a mess.
Guys, before I read the guys, there's about 900 people here. Can we get the likes up? We're not even on 200 likes. Can we get to 400 likes live? Hit that like button, people. Come on. Push that video to new viewers. Don't rewrite history quests. We're not talking about giving the coach 100% control. Just basic stuff. We seen their philosophy on coach power. It is backwards. And they changed it, JT. They changed it. I think they did change it. They changed it. Ash, speak about your boy Don Anthony. I don't know who's that.
Who's that?
He means Anthony Gordon. That is embarrassing for Barcelona sign him. Look, it's a joke that I'm a closet Barcelona fan, but I would hate seeing Barcelona have Gordon. That's mad, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
You have the second biggest, not the second best. Jesus Christ. Chelsea fans are delusional as fuck. Your first team is bad. Your second team is worst again. Stop the cap, Chelsea fans.
You have the second biggest, not second best. Second biggest. What does it mean? Second.
He was responding to Don. He was responding to Don when Don said that they have the second best squad. He's saying you have the second biggest squad, not the second best.
I actually hear that. To be, if Don had said based on potential, we had the second best squad based on potential, he might have been right about that, based on potential alone. But in terms of actual,
you have an Egyptian hater, Ashraf, by the way. Ahmad.
Do I?
Ahmad is like no likes when Ash is on the panel.
Like, I wonder, does he support Chelsea? Is that why he's not happy with what I'm saying?
He's an Arsenal fan, Ahmad. He's an Arsenal fan.
Then, bro, then he's one of these
if you have the second best squad, you'll get into Europe or top 4 like your board wanted Maresca and Liam to do. This Delulu doesn't help your team or the club.
Can I explain? I'm gonna say something. Monos, I have to go. I'm gonna explain something before I go. We have our worst season since Winston Churchill in terms of manager runs and how bad we've been, and we ended up finishing 5th. My worst would be considered the successful season for Chelsea.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why, honest Quest, what I'm saying is not even crazy. You know, if you finish 5th, your fans would be piping up. We finished 5th and we want investigation and we want the manager sacked, and it's like a war in the Liverpool fan base right now. Yani, this shows you that the Liverpool players aren't as bad as first thought under this manager, because even when they're really bad, we finished 5th. Yani, we got Champions League spots. So that's it. Anyway, big up to you guys. Eid Mubarak. The family have arrived. See you guys later. Love everyone.
Love, man.
Staffy. Big up New York Knicks. Gonna bring it home. You got me, the New York Knicks. We're gonna win the NBA championship. We're gonna win the chip.
Let's go. When did you join us?
When
did you join us?
Yeah, let's see you guys, man.
Bless, bro.
Bless. Fuck Lewis and Don and Chelsea.
I didn't say that, man. I didn't say that.
Hey, Rob. What the fuck is that? What the hell is that?
The substitution, man.
How is that? I got a name, bro. I know.
No, it's just you went from like Hassam disappearing to Rem is just being there.
I know.
João Pedro was doing very well, but why Caicedo or Palmer, who's on Pedro's level, were not performing? People forgot. AMT. I'm just gonna tell you forgot that even under Maresca, João Pedro went 5 games without even a shot, let alone a goal.
Sorry, that's what I was going to say really quickly, Mo. Yeah, this is another crime Maresca committed. He said João Pedro is not the kind of striker that will get you 20 goals a season. He got 20 goals a season his first season.
I want to move to Liverpool and United. Chelsea fans are the ones who started comparing Rice and Caicedo. Arsenal fans told you it was clear who was the better player. All this is reactionary.
It's fair, but at the time, you could have had that conversation. People were proved wrong. It's all right. I don't think there's any reason to be begging and groveling and saying, forgive me, because we made a prediction at the time. At the time, it was a valid conversation. Declan Rice has proved better. I always said with the Rice thing, Rice is like 4 years older than him. He actually should be better. But you can't take away from what Rice has done, right? Rice is actually like, he's leading a new generation of players that I actually think like he needs to be heralded higher. I mean, I said in the summer, Rice should win the Ballon d'Or if they win the Champions League and the Premier League. So, and Arsenal fans will be mad at me for saying that. So,
Chelsea fans bought this on themselves as well, as their team being shit. Chelsea are 10th best in the league. Yeah. That's not true, by the way, Sonra. The thing about it, Man United were in the 15th best squad in the league, but they finished 15th. Right? So you need to actually put that into perspective as well. Chelsea are in the 10th best squad in the league, but they finished.
You know what's crazy, Mo? Football fans, they operate heavily on confirmation bias. It is actually insane. A lot of people can't think outside the box. A lot of people can't think for themselves. It's like, if I see something, that must be the truth. And that's it. Yeah. I'm saying, like when Chelsea finished 3rd, we all said, yeah, next year they must compete for the league. They finished 10th. Yep. They were shit all along, but that wasn't the opinion last season. It's confirmation bias, bro. I'll be honest.
Like Chelsea last season finished 5 points behind Arsenal, right? It didn't mean, by the way, that Chelsea are only 5 points between them and Arsenal. It didn't mean that.
Yeah.
There was still a gap, especially with the transfer window. There was a gap. But people don't want to say this, right? Hypocrites, remember Ashley Cole?
Yep. What about Cashley?
My guy Cashley.
Funny, Chelsea were the best team in their eyes all the way up until their 1-1 win versus now. It is how bad the players and the squad is. I love it. Wallahi, I'm going to tell you something, Wayne. Wallahi, Bluco committed a crime by not having a stable team, by not having a stable squad, by not having a stable coach. A crime.
Yeah.
A crime.
More the stable coach then.
Yeah.
A crime. Because the problem is, and I'm going to tell you, Caicedo might never go back to his best. Palmer might never go back to his best, right? Sometimes players are gone too far. And I'll give the example of Marcus Rashford at Man United. Marcus Rashford have gone too far at Man United that he couldn't get back to his best at Man United. He needed to change the environment to at least get something back. Sometimes it becomes unbearable for you as a player in that squad that you gotta go. Marcus Rashford was a very talented player when he came on at Man United at the age of 18. But he didn't live up to the hype because of how unstable Man United are. And I'm glad that at least Kobe Maino's playing well now, because I was afraid for Kobe Maino that he's gonna that instability, that culture, everything happening in Man United would have ruined the talent. World champs that can't leave England. Yeah, but remember, they're the best team in the world. Caicedo and others in Chelsea are talented, but the question is consistency. But that comes from coaching and stability.
Yeah.
That comes from coaching and stability. Look at Gabriel, look at Granit Xhaka, look at all these people.
Well, Granit Xhaka had a foundation because he was a very highly touted footballer when he was in Germany.
Mönchengladbach.
Very, very highly touted rated.
And then he went to Arsenal on stability. A lot of Arsenal fans wanted him out. And then came Arteta, studied the shit. And then he became
the only time there was stability. He became
even under Arteta. He was crap in the beginning. He only became really good when the position was changed.
It proves my point, by the way.
And then when he went to
Kobe Maino, guys, Kobe Maino is the main. Kobe Maino. Just look at Kobe Maino.
Yeah, that's facts.
Kobe Maino is a very talented footballer.
He started good under Ten Hag. I thought he was fantastic. Then Ten Hag lost his mind, and then everything went to shit. We got Man United fans saying, sell Kobe Maino for 30 million to Chelsea.
Crazy. That would have been one of the biggest coups in football, you know. Wow. 30 mil.
Yeah, every Chelsea
fan especially after 100%. Years of bad culture. I agree with JT. That's spot on. The foundation Chelsea have, they should have challenged or high in the league next season 100%. Also with Alonso, 2 billion spent and more coming.
We should be challenging higher, I think. I think we should be challenging 100%. Higher. Dude, with Alonso, theoretically we should. Again, we should have challenged higher last season. People forget we were third. This is where I actually have to say, Ash, I do understand what you meant now when you said tactically inept. Probably what I was speaking about was in terms of coaching his attacks, inept. Like the biggest frustrating thing under Maresca was always his wingers doing all the work and his strikers getting no chance to actually work. So I give what you're saying. Like tactically across the board, he wasn't inept, but potentially tactics were
not great because
emotionally as well, he wasn't great. So
Quest is a project never failed if it never ends.
I guess we just keep on going.
Stop the cap. Andre Santos is better than Norgard.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Jamal, Quest is experiencing what Arsenal fans experience for years, but Quest, like you told us, just ignore it. Don't seek validation. You're not meant to debunk it. But that's why YouTube, by the way, I'm pushing against this, Jamal. That's why we're here to debunk things and actually talk about the conversations, Jamal. Yeah. Can we sub Ash for Footy Judge Pass?
I saw this earlier.
That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
Nah.
This made me laugh.
Stop it. For me, Rice and Caicedo are equally good. It's just that Caicedo is in a team that is doing crap and a bad direction.
I partially agree. I do think Caicedo is incredibly disrespected. I think he is world class in my opinion. The problem is, I do think Rice is better though. I'm not going to lie, because I think Rice gives you something a bit more.
Yeah, you're so pissed, Sunra, that you're saying bullshit Mo, uppercase Mo. Arsenal went from butlers to the best in the EPL because we are one. We are first. So the league table, Sunra, I'm just going to read the rest of the but that's not me. I was pushing against this narrative. The Arsenal are crap just because they come second. By the way, Arsenal were better than Chelsea, Man United, blah, 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 because they were second. So I'm pushing against what you are saying, Sonia. It's not me. And by the way, I'm going to tell you something. Staffy, I'm this panel, Staffy, Quest, Ashraf, even Ram, by the way, Sam, none of us do the butlers, the don't get over the line thing. We always analyze football objectively. And I guarantee you will never find a clip of Staffy saying the Arsenal are shit, the players are shit just because they came second. You won't find Quest ever saying this.
The one thing
you will never find this ever. Sundra, this panel in particular never does Arsenal are shit when they come second. We don't do this here.
The one thing I really
Can I read the rest of the super chat?
Okay, yeah, go
So the league table dictates how good they are. No, it doesn't. Also, Staffy, shut up, mate. You say shit, then forget shit, and then give speeches.
Hey.
Stop projecting. Hey.
Damn.
What did he say? Shut up. He said, shut the fuck. What is your beef with Sundra?
Sundra is beneath me. I don't need to respond to
Sundra doesn't like me either.
Snappy, what did you say?
Nothing. It's been quiet also.
He
has been quiet, Sundra. Come on.
Sundra is beneath me. I don't need to respond.
Guys, Arsenal fans, I'm going to tell something to Arsenal fans, especially Arsenal fans. You won the league now. Not every, and I said that yesterday, not every criticism is an agenda or narrative. Sometimes people have different opinion than you. And this is why we're here to debate it. Big up, Ram, did you donate your hair to Tom Little? Did you see Tom Little's hair?
Yeah, he's got long hair.
You look better this way, by the way, man. Crazy. I like it.
Yeah, he's copying my hairstyle.
I like your hair.
I want to go Man United. Okay, I know that we got to talk Arsenal, but can I give some time? I want to speak Liverpool, Man United. Because I'm pushing against. Okay. I am not convinced that Liverpool, without Salah, without Trent, Alisson, by the way, Ram, Alisson, Liverpool want him to stay. It looks like he wants to go.
Oh, Liverpool. No. This is what I don't get.
Oh, no.
He didn't finish his question.
Let me just finish. So I'm building, even if he stays, okay? Liverpool, Man United with the window that they are projecting now, Liverpool, you have a window of Diamondio and maybe Barcola. With Arne, I'm analyzing Liverpool with Arne Slot. I'm not sure you're that far from, like Man United and Liverpool are not that, especially with Ikitiki still in crutches and he's going to come back in 2027. I don't think that Liverpool fans realize how close it is. Carrick is unknown. Nobody knows what Carrick is going to do. But we know what Arne Slot is doing. So I'm not sure if Man United are that far. Like Sam saying that I don't even put Man United in the picture with Carrick, even if they have a good window. I think it's crazy take. They might fall, but I think objectively you cannot say that they are that far, in my opinion. Staffy or Ram? Staffy, go ahead.
Liverpool's bang average, bro. Let's just keep it real. The squad that they have going into next season, just you don't have to do it all that. Let's just be really honest. This squad right now is just bang average. And they have a below average manager from what we've seen. We don't have to sit here and because their name is Liverpool and they won all these trophies over the last few years, to put them in conversations they don't belong in. Until this manager is gone, they will not be in any serious conversations. Do they have some good players? Sure. But other than that, it's not a good squad, bro. Salah's gone. Trent is gone. Van Dijk is past his best. Ketika is out for like a good year. He's not good. I hope he comes back the same because I don't want to see someone's career be finished because of injuries. But I doubt he'll be back to his form anytime soon. So he'll probably be back out for the majority, if not all of next year. Other than that, bro, it's a bunch of underperforming players. Gallas is underperforming. Gakpo is not good enough. Wirtz is underperforming. It's just I don't know why we're trying to do something.
Even Konate, by the way.
It's a bang average team, bro. I'll be honest with you. They don't even have a coach where you can use the excuse that you're using for Chelsea. Or not the excuse, I don't want to say that. The reasoning you're giving Chelsea is that you're trusting the coaching to improve these players. I don't see Arne Slot doing anything with these players. Honestly, bro, I think they're in for a horrible year. Like our year with Ten Hag when we didn't fire him that summer. I'm looking at a very similar pattern.
I wouldn't say we're bang average. I think that's a bit hyperbolic from Staffy. It was very different from what you said yesterday. I'm very surprised, Staffy. I think the reason why they look bang average this season.
What did I say? You said that Staffy changed his opinion from yesterday to today.
Yeah.
What did I say yesterday?
Because yesterday, I swear you said yesterday. I might be wrong. Because
what is going on?
I hopped in and out. You said a lot of these players aren't that bad.
But the
managers making them look poor when they're not actually poor. They're actually quite good footballers.
Yeah, I spoke about managers platforming their players to the best. I did say that, to be fair. But equally, Mo was talking about them winning the league or competing for the league. And I don't think they'll be that. You can be average and not necessarily be shit. Like, shit and average are two different things. I just think a lot of these players are actually very average. Can they be better under another manager? That's sure. I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to put like concrete predictions on where they're going to be. But I think it's much safer to predict that they're not going to be in for any title race next season. That's not me even saying United are going to be so much better than them. It's just like me analyzing Liverpool in isolation. I think slot is that bad, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I think it is usually the easier thing to say that they're worse because that's what we've seen recently, right? We've recently seen us have an incredibly poor season where I can't even name a game where we played really good football. Like probably the best game that we played was a game of football that the manager didn't like seeing. That says a lot. That says a damn lot. If a manager says that the style of football that he likes to see is what we see on a regular basis, but the style of football that he doesn't like to see is the ones that actually is the football that actually gets us 3 points. I think that's a very, very, very nervous.
Aram, let me ask you this: even if you change manager, do you genuinely believe, with the transition that you're in as a club right now, that you are a title contender next season? Because I just don't even see it, bro. I do think you can play better football. That's what I believe. But I don't think your squad should be in title conversations.
I think, depending on transfers, I think we can be with a different manager. I think because if anyone that's watched me this season, I have a massive issue of how we set up as a football club, as a team, whether it's playing out from the back, our defensive structure, everything, even our attacking patterns. I've criticized this entire season every facet of our game, which is crazy to me. I can't believe I've actually done that this entire season. So that part I would say. Sorry, what was the question again, Staffy?
I forgot what I asked you. Oh, if you think this team is even good enough to compete next year without that slot, something like that.
I think the quality of players that we've got in just terms of raw talent, I think it is. I still haven't given up on a lot of these players. Maybe the one that I probably have given up on is Frimpong because I've never rated him even at Leverkusen. I like the guy so much, but I can't rate him as a footballer. I don't rate him as a defender, and I don't rate him going forward, but I just like him as a guy. Everybody else, I still think they are quality footballers that need to be given the right foundation, the right tools. And the fact that I've criticized every facet of our football this entire season, I can't say that we've seen the true potential of these players or the true quality of these players, in my opinion, Staffy. That's my opinion on it. But on your point, Mo, given the fact that we look like we are keeping on a slot, I am genuinely shitting myself for next season.
Guys, والله العظيم, I am worried about Liverpool missing out completely on Champions League football next season with Arne.
Yeah, it's very,
so very. Did I say that was wrong then?
That's والله العظيم. And I know Liverpool fans get so sensitive.
But you know why they want? You know why that won't happen?
Your question about competing for the league.
I am so worried about them. Actually, the season goes south in December. They sack him. They can't find the right alternative. They get an interim manager that just steadies the ship, and they are in a top 5 race, and they might miss out on it. And because they don't have a superstar there, apart from Etihad, who has been injury prone, I am worried.
The reason why I'll push back on struggling to get top 5 is because I still think with the quality of players.
But that's my point. He will get fired mid-season, and now the ship might be already behind. That's the problem.
The thing is, I genuinely think that the minimum way we can do, is that we limp towards top 5, a bit similar to what we did this season. Because this season is
so risky. That's very risky.
It's risky. No, but it's risky. But that's what I'm seeing, Mo. That's what I'm seeing. I think the flaw for this team is literally limping their way to top 5, not because of how good or poor we are. It's because I'm looking at it in conjunction with everybody else's team. That's the thing. And I just don't see any
But that means
scenario.
that means you're banking on Chelsea not getting better. You're banking on
You're banking on Carrick failing, completely failing.
I'm banking on everyone getting better, and we're getting better at the same time. And we just.
But how will you get better if your manager stays, right? If he's the biggest.
That is the biggest question mark.
Because even with a manager,
have a curveball after him. I have a curveball.
Even if you have a good manager, the top quality players, they will. If you sign top quality players, they will get you to at least a foundation where you can get top 5. In my opinion, I've said this before.
Yeah, but you got a top 5.
No, but United signed a few quality players.
Can I ask a question in the panels? Why are we banking on Slot being bad, but we are very confident that Carrick will at least continue being a good coach, even though he only coached 14 games?
Quest, I can answer that. That sort of question is, what have you done for me lately? And what I've seen from Arne Slot in terms of the way that he's talking about his football and the way that he's trying to implement it on this team is not a good synergy. Whereas with Michael Carrick, he's playing a brand of football that is getting the best out of his players. And it looks like he's probably going to see to it for next season. So by that logic, one team will keep going down and the other team will keep going up. Yeah, people will say it is Carrick hype though, but again, you're comparing a manager.
Why are we trusting Carrick that much?
It's because he.
I think. Did he earn the right? Did Carrick earn the right?
No, because
I think he's earned the trust there.
No, because
what more was he meant to do?
No, because I still think
nothing more. He couldn't have done any better, to be honest, Stav. He couldn't have done any better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's done the best he could.
I still think he knows how to get the best out of his players.
But it's short time for me. It's short for me to say that Carrick is...
it's half a season. I get it. I'm not saying he has a huge sample size, but for what he's been given, I think he's earned it.
No, I think
that's why he earned at least a 2-year contract. He's not here for the next 5-6 years.
He definitely.
And also, more your question wasn't about Carrick alone without comparison. We're comparing him with Liverpool.
Slot.
The reality is, even if Slot and Liverpool sign some players, we have to obviously assume that United also will sign a few players. Those players that United will sign, I think, will only catapult them to a higher level if they make the right signings. Whereas Liverpool, even if they make the right signings, if the major problem is the tactical setup by the manager, he's going nowhere.
No, Ashraf, it ain't even the tactic; it's the fundamentals. The fundamentals of how we play our football. Like, for instance, Staffy, Ashraf, you're a tactician. You like the talking about tactics, right? Explain to me how a manager tries to implement an Italian way of defending, where you sit back and try and absorb pressure, but plays a mid block at the same time. And tries to implement a press.
And your team is not set up to play that way, anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did that don't make any sense? That's where I'm talking about fundamentals of football. It don't make any sense at all to me.
Well, let me ask you guys this, and maybe Mo, you can respond to this. Who would have?
It's my channel, yeah. I can respond. Why I can't respond?
There's 5 people.
We'll give you permission for this question, Mo.
The question is not just to anyone. Maybe I want you specifically to respond. Let's just say the time that Carrick went to United. Let's just do the opposite. Let's say Slot went to United at that time from that position, and then Carrick went into Liverpool. Who would have had a better end of the season? It's very hypothetical.
Probably Slot. I think United and Slot, because I think United needed a change. I think maybe, I don't know how Slot would have done with United. He wouldn't have done as good as Carrick, though, for sure. Because I think Carrick, being a United former player, having that, knowing the team,
coaching wise at least, forget the emotions around it. Just coaching wise at least. Because I agree with Ram, and here's the reason I'm asking that. I think Carrick going into Liverpool, forget the affiliation of the clubs, but just with the way that he coaches, I think he would have made Liverpool a lot stable. Because what Ram said, they were lacking a lot of fundamentals. And I don't think, as much as I said some of these players are average, I do think he still would have managed to get a little bit better out of Salah, as an example. I mean, he's gone next season. But Salah, I think, would have enjoyed playing his second half of the season versus what happened against Slot. Because he was doing a lot of what he hasn't done 8 years prior. Same thing maybe for Wirtz. Maybe Wirtz playing with a more compact midfield would have made him a little bit better. I don't know. I'm just looking at it because I'm looking as example. I don't think he's as good as Bruno, but the way Bruno performed in the second half of the season, after he was playing out of position, basically. Would Wirtz have enjoyed his second half of the season because of that? I do think there's a better chance that Liverpool team would have had a second half of the season playing the way Carrick coaches versus playing the way Slot coaches.
Can I throw back that question?
Look,
back
guys, sorry, Ram. Just a quick one, Ram, and this is to everyone. But do you guys not think it's unfair to discredit Slot for last season with Salah's performances when Salah himself said the manager changed and gave him more freedom and allowed him to be upfront more, and he came and spoke to the manager in the summer and said, if you ask me to track back all the time, I won't be able to do that. If you let me have that freedom. No, it was last season. It was last. It was not this last. Not the one that finished. It was the one that they won. It was the one that they won.
And that's what I'm saying.
So that's my point. When people say the reason Salah won the league is because Salah had a good performance, well, Salah had a great performance according to him because the manager gave him that freedom.
No, because the manager asked him to do something. He told him, if you ask me to do that, you're not gonna get the best out of me. Basically, that's what he said. So Slot letting him do what he wants doesn't mean that was a tactical instruction from Slot. It means Slot just freestyled it for 1 year. It worked because of Salah. And then when he tried to implement more, and we saw the ins and outs in the
I wouldn't
team,
say that. I wouldn't say that, Staffy.
Look what happened.
The one thing why I'm even more pissed off with the manager, why I want the guy gone, is the fundamentals of. I don't like saying fundamentals of Liverpool, but the thing that made Liverpool so good last season was that the continuity from Jurgen Klopp's football. Obviously, there was a slight tweak. In terms of personnel. The fact that Gravenberch wasn't used as like a proper destroyer, but he was mainly there to intercept the ball, play the ball off to the passes, and get the ball up as quick as possible. Stuff like that, Arne Slot has abandoned, which is why, going back to your point, I'm going to throw the question back at you, Staffy. I feel as though Arne Slot is the kind of manager that if he sees a team, identifies the main key areas, he can try to get the best out of the players, which I don't know. I don't know if he had used that scenario, if he went to Manchester United, he could have maybe got that situation, because he kind of did that last season. He kind of saw, okay, Salah can do what he can do. How am I going to fix it around? And he kind of made a system that actually fixed it, whilst not going away from what Liverpool's core beliefs are, if you get what I mean. So I don't know. That's why when it comes to the manager, the guy has tried to play a style of football that hasn't been played at Liverpool for God knows how long, and we are in this situation because of that.
That's the last question. Can Man United actually challenge Arsenal next season with a good window?
Yes.
So
I believe so. I believe so. I put them fifth last season because I just felt like last season was an anomaly for them based on the players they had at that time, and then they went and strengthened and came third. So if they, like we said, it depends on their window. They would have to strengthen a lot. They probably need to make maybe 4 or 5 good signings to bolster the squad, because playing Champions League football is going to demand a lot. And side note, I'm glad Bruno got his 21 assists this season, because it might be a lot harder next season if you're playing them extra games to have that level of consistency. I think Carrick and Steve, I can't even remember his name. Steve Holland, that's it. I think them as a coaching side, they've got a good foundation there to be the kind of managers that just say, boys, we know what you've got. Go and do what you do best out on the pitch. I think they're doing a really good job of doing that. So I can see that when we say challenging, though, when I say challenging, I'm saying, are they going to get to May and be within 2 points or 3 points?
No, that's not that.
No,
that's
I don't think they'll do that.
No, that's challenging. I don't think they'll do that. That's challenging.
No,
though,
I think they'll contend. Like, they'll be good contenders up until like maybe
February,
March.
I'm going to tell you something. In
Late
8
March.
games,
I do agree with Ram. That is, if they're not in the title race till the last 2 game weeks or so, then they didn't challenge.
Yeah.
You cannot redefine the challenge
contend.
term now. Yeah,
but
contend maybe. I think they'll be like Chelsea last season.
I've always had the same thing. If comes the last game, if comes the last 8 games and you are within 5 to 7 points, that means you have a chance of winning it. If maybe the top team bottles, it happens.
But that's not a challenge. I'm sorry, you just opened up a massive scope and said everyone enter, everyone come, like Lily Phillips, everyone come in. That makes no sense, bro.
No, but
Ashraf, what do you mean?
Stop, Ram. I want you, Ashraf, to go back to the seasons, and you're gonna check every contender. We're always within 5 to 7 points from the title winners: Arsenal, Liverpool, City. No, by the last 8 games, Ashraf, there is a 10 to 12 point gaps open up between the teams that didn't challenge and the teams that actually challenged. Even Liverpool, when they lost the league and they were 82 points and they finished 10 points behind City, they were still within a good shout. And Liverpool were leading the race.
7.
Right? They were leading the race and then they completely faltered. So that's why, I mean, go look at the last seasons. Nobody
but Liverpool were in the race even in game week like 34 or so. They only lost it officially after game week 35.
So I'm not I don't think it's a bad shout to say, because if Man United are within 5 points, imagine the last 8 games and Man United are within 5 points.
That is amazing.
You have to give them credit for being there and not be.
I think it's impossible to predict.
Guys, title contenders Chelsea are 33 points behind Arsenal. Okay?
Stop it.
We were never
I think it's impossible to predict.
Chelsea.
We were never contenders.
33 points.
Paul has to say that because he backed up.
33 points behind Arsenal.
We were never
from where they won 1-1 against Arsenal. That win.
I remember we had this conversation with Chess in the summer, and I told him he'll be more than 10 points behind us, and he was arguing. And 33 points, bro.
Yeah. I mean, look, I didn't expect us to be more than that, but I do hear you. That's. I don't think we're
mad.
I don't think it's crazy to say United could be there. I don't think it's. I mean,
it's just impossible to predict, in my opinion, because
without the exactly without the transfer window.
Yeah, like it is generally impossible.
With the transfer window, I think Arsenal are outright favorites to win the league.
They're favorites now.
As of today, they're favorites.
But you don't know
anyways.
who we're gonna get, right?
Yeah, they're favorites.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Saying that Man United would challenge for the
guys.
feel as though you're saying Man United.
Guys, okay, logically speaking,
Arsenal favorites.
It doesn't. Okay, guys, logically speaking, I don't think it matters. Okay, unless Man United go and get Harry Kane as a striker, and they get Vitinha in the midfield.
I don't think we need Harry Kane.
What about Man City?
Yeah,
what about Man City?
Now, okay, I was gonna shift it to Man City. I'm talking about Man United. Man United can finish close to Arsenal, right? 100%. Can finish close to whoever is gonna win the league. But for me to sit and say that Man United are close the gap on Arsenal and they are like closer to the top, blah blah blah. I think Man United have to have a very good window, and I mean by a very good window, like superstar windows, not Matthias Fernandes, not Ederson, and even Tonali. I don't think that makes. They might need another year.
What?
In my opinion.
I would say Tonali and Matthias.
So hold on, guys. So let me get this straight from Ram. Staffy, I know they want to talk. So you guys think that if Man United get Ederson, Tonali, and Matthias Fernandes, you guys think that now they are closer to Arsenal?
They probably need another back and another centre back.
Closer, yes.
Close the gap, yeah.
But they haven't closed the gap fully.
I know he plays
so it depends. So okay, so let me put this straight. So Arsenal get Morgan Rogers, and but that's
Julian Alvarez. Say Julian Alvarez.
Don't you dare.
By the way, did you see the news in the last 10 minutes while you're live or we're live?
Don't you dare.
Gordon.
Okay, so Gordon now 70 million pounds. That rules Alvarez from going to Barcelona.
Why?
And now it's there is the tweet. Now the journalists are saying it's a race between Arsenal and PSG.
The only thing that I can't. The only thing
anyway,
I can't
we'll come to
why.
Arsenal. We'll come to this.
Okay.
So I can't do best case scenario for Man United and as worst case scenario for Arsenal. That's not like
that's fair. That's fair. But let's say best case scenario for United is they get Matthias Fernandes,
Ederson, which is already wrapped up.
Ederson's already wrapped up. And then I
think Tonali, however, I think Arsenal are leading the race now to Tonali.
Yeah, Tonali I think is more likely to go. Let's say they sign Lewis Hall.
Crazy.
Let's say you sign Lewis Hall.
Yes.
What? And then let's say you go and sign, I don't know, they probably need another left winger, really.
Bradley Barcola.
Yeah, let's say they aren't
going to get Bradley Barcola.
Or Diamande.
Diamande.
Don't do that.
Dreamland. Stuff is living in Dreamland. They're giving him every player on earth.
Yeah, like even I didn't say that.
Barcola left winger,
fullback, 2 CMs, and a
Man
winger.
United aren't getting a centre back. Man United aren't getting a centre back.
They're not signing one.
I don't think this is the year we're going to sign.
They're not even targeting a centre back.
Yeah, I don't think that's the year. We do need a left wing.
They are very content.
What about
they need 3 guys. They need 3 midfielders,
left wing, and midfielders,
and 3 midfielders, left wing and a left back. And if Xerxes is gone, they're gonna get a backup striker to Sesko. But it depends on who pays the price for Xerxes.
Here's what I think we're gonna do. It's in the group chat. Okay, I think we're gonna get Tchouameni this summer. It's gonna be a late one, but we're gonna get Tchouameni. That's gonna be
Tchouameni, Ederson, and Matias Fernandes.
It looks like Ederson is done, unfortunately. I don't want Ederson, but it looks like Ederson.
He's a very good player.
Good player, man.
He's not a starter. I think he's a very good player.
If you're gonna get him to replace Casemiro, you'd be pleasantly surprised.
No, I think we're gonna get Tchouameni. I have a scenario already written up in my head that I've been saying for weeks.
Run it.
You want to hear the scenario? Okay.
Yes.
And if it happens, I don't know, someone like I deserve $1 million or something.
Someone
50 gifted subs.
Clip him.
Someone from Madrid, because they have elections going over there. They're going to try and sign Rodri. I don't care who wins the elections. I don't care how. They will try and sign Rodri. I think Rodri this summer is going to go to Madrid one way or another. I don't think they're going to get Enzo. They're going to go for Rodri. Did you guys see that the fact that they have 0 Spanish players in the national team?
Ooh, yeah.
And they're talking about that. And the guy who's running, Riquelme, who's running against what's his name? Perez. He's talking about that. And he's talking about how I have 2 players promised.
Yeah,
he's basically hinting players from Man City. Because he said the players I'm speaking about, they're at a club that their managers just left.
Staffy, can I rebuttal this? Can I rebuttal
Wait, let him finish the scenario for Man United.
Let him finish the theory.
So I think Rodri is gonna go on a cheap to City because this is to Madrid because this is his last year anyways. Now Pep is gone, Bernardo's gone. I think it's a rebuild that's about to happen there. I think he goes there. They're gonna sign him on a cheap, and he's like basically the biggest name in Spanish football right now after like Yamal maybe. And that's going to open the door for us to sign Tchouameni. And Tchouameni is going to cost somewhere around 80 million. And I think they're going to see that they're going to get Rodri and a profit. And in their heads, I think in their heads, because it's a Spanish team, they're like, oh, wow, look, we have like the best player in the Spanish midfield. That's going to open Tchouameni for us. And I think we're going to sign Tchouameni. And I think it's going to be
I agree with everything you said except one point only.
What is it?
Everything you said, I think makes perfect sense. I think the player you're probably referring to is Camavinga, not Tchouameni, because he's the one who doesn't play with.
What I was thinking. I'm gonna tell you
he's the one who's benched, and he's the one who's
it's relevant.
I know, but I'm saying that's the one who Madrid will be pushing on because he didn't even get called up to France because he didn't play enough minutes. I think he's the one who's going to be pushing.
Also, Mourinho.
I think they will actually.
Everyone knows
Mourinho loves Tchouameni, by the way.
Mourinho loves the physical midfield. Emerson and Diarra.
The most simple thing in that deal would be Mourinho, because I don't think Mourinho would want to sell him. But all we need is Tchouameni to pick up the phone and ask Pogba about how Mourinho treated a French midfielder before, and maybe
who's going to get on the left though? Who's Man United linked?
Wait! Stop! Staffy. But what if he picks up the phone and also calls Makelele, and Makelele gives him a different story? That won't work.
In the same age group as Makelele. Like, what are we doing here?
What I'm trying to say is Pogba is an exceptional situation because Pogba wasn't Mourinho's type of midfielder.
Pogba was too technical for Mourinho.
He wasn't Mourinho's type of midfielder, exactly. So Mourinho likes technical midfielders, but I got you.
I don't want
to come to City versus Arsenal now. We'll come to City, but let me do these 2 super chats.
But everything else stuff he said in that scenario, I 100% see happening. I just think it'll be Camavinga, that's all.
Wait. Last year.
A rebuttal, bro.
Rebuttal what? What is rebuttal?
He had a point, Jackie. Go ahead, Ram.
Go ahead.
Almost so quickly from points, bro. Like you can't say something back.
Bro, because if you're gonna do that, then about the whole president.
Stuff he said a dream. What are you gonna rebuttal his dream? Yani it's gonna like
it's not a dream. It's a prediction. It's a scenario. It's a prediction. It's not a dream. It's a prediction.
The problem is though, even if you want to do the president thing, didn't Joan Laporta in one of his manifestos say that he would get Julian Alvarez? Along with re-signing,
they still might, guys.
What money? Brother, I thought they were just gonna get Alvarez. I didn't think they were gonna get Gordon as well, bro. What money are they gonna have?
Guys, we keep saying that as if these guys don't win La Liga every season.
Man, they've got like 6 economic levers left, bro.
And they get crazy sponsorship money deals. Bro. They will find
everything from Barca. And
Alvarez has made it clear. Alvarez has made it clear he wants to only go to Barca. So if they really want him,
if they spend money on Gordon over Alvarez, they are the dumbest people I've ever seen.
I don't think
it's already done.
Anthony
Fabrizio
Gordon.
tweeted that everyone tweeted it's already done.
Here we go.
It's done. But it's done. Ornstein tweeted. It's not here we go. Is it here we go already?
No, it's not here we go. It's not here we go. But Ornstein said,
"Oh shit, total agreement." Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they said both teams and the player agreed
because
David
also said.
You know what's crazy, bro? They said they didn't have money for Rashford, who's going to cost them £26 million, but they're going to go spend 80 on this guy. And this guy has 3 open goals in the Premier League last season.
Yeah, but
open play goals. Sorry.
Yeah, you look at the manager that's managing. That's his kind of player.
That's his guy.
Marcus.
Yeah, but this,
Marcus Rashford is levels ahead of Marcus.
Yeah. Look, you know what's crazy? He's about to be his backup in the national team. Yet they're signing him over him at the club level. Like it's actually
bro.
Yeah, but Gordon's younger. He's
by like 3 years.
No, but wages, bro. Wages is another thing.
And then
Rashford already, bro. Rashford. I'm gonna quote Griggs here because he's the biggest Rashford fan I know. He said he's so sick of Rashford's mentality, he's cooking himself to Barcelona. That's how bad he wants to go to Barcelona. He's cooking himself, and they're still signing somewhere else over. He's giving up his wages to go play there, and they're still signing Gordon over.
Am I the only one that think that if Marcus Rashford go back to Man United, it's not like the worst thing for Man United?
I think Carrick would do very well with him. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Carrick is the perfect manager to bring him back.
That's like a new signing, bro.
Yeah,
but it's just too toxic. That's the issue. It is too toxic in the fan base. But
I think Carrick is good enough to.
And I don't think he even wants to come back. I'll be honest.
And also, where do you play him? I don't think he's a good striker.
Left winger.
As a winger,
we don't have left wingers. Also,
back up to Sesko.
Left wing.
No, he got
him and Cunha would be rotated.
He'd be an emergency striker, I'd say. Emergency.
Wow, and you can't even do that.
Yeah, I see that.
I'll be real.
Last year, I said United will win a game. Staffy said, RT Ten Hag something. He said,
Sundra, can you go to therapy with
He meant Eric Ten Hag. He meant Eric Ten Hag. He
said Eric Ten Hag is so shit and United will lose. I come back to his stream an hour later. He was praising Eric Ten Hag. Asked, stop hating Eric Ten Hag. He banned me and said I was making lies.
Damn, Staffy. Why?
First of all, Sundra needs to go to therapy. This is not the place to vent.
Why did you ban him, bro?
Hey, I'll be honest. I don't remember Sundra. I don't remember banning him. But I could tell you one thing. It is my channel, and I could do whatever the fuck I want. So if you think you come in here saying this is going to change anything, I'm sorry to tell you. Not only did I forget who you are, it's not like you're even coming back.
So, no. I'll speak on behalf of Staffy on one thing. If you send a £20 super chat on his channel, he will not ban you. I promise you that.
Wallahi, if you send me $100 super chat, I'll still ban you. I don't even remember what Sundra did.
I
don't even remember what Sundra did.
You can't do
I'm trying to get you business.
No, Ashraf, here's the thing to me. I remember at that time when Ten Hag was in and out and we were having these debates, people would basically come into my stream earlier and I would be like, yeah, Ten Hag sucks. We need to sack him. And we'd win the game. And people like, Ten Hag game, ? Oh, apologize now. These are the things that used to get people timed out or banned because I'll be honest, it's annoying. Like, I'm not going to go manager out, but then as soon as we win the game, I'm like, oh, manager in. And you're absolutely spot on, Grandmaster. I am a dictator and I will run my channel the way I want. And if I want to ban you, I will ban you. So you can send $20 super chats all you want to Mo. It will not change a thing.
Maybe you could unban.
Guys, we're 5 likes away from 300. I want to push to 400. We still have 800 people in the house. So hit the like button, people. It's free. To the chat. It doesn't mean you don't agree with some of the panel analysts. Don't have to be angry or frustrated. It's only football. Big up, AMT. Thank you for being the big up reason.
Nice. Clap, bro.
I think I already did the soundboard.
Big up to the voice of reason.
I
got the Elgato sound that you need to
the soundboard.
I will exclude myself from this because I don't want to sound arrogant, but at least for the rest of the panelists, you have to admit, whether you agree with our opinions or not, you know we don't say anything out of agenda. Like any time we question someone or press someone on an opinion, it's from an actual logical thing. There are other streams which I love, by the way. I love the one with Touchline and Paz, where you know they say things to rage bait someone else. We don't do that here, bro.
Yeah, on this
Ashraf, let me tell you something. Wallahi, Ashraf, I swear to God, and Mo will confirm that. You know what? There you go, Mo. Put it on, Mo. Put it on.
Oh my days. Full screen
I
Staffy,
had to cut you off, bro. Wow.
full screen Staffy right now.
Staffy,
You need to make a statement, bro.
wow. Full screen Staffy.
Thank you. Come again.
But see, but I'm gonna tell you guys something. Do you not
Full screen
understand?
Staffy, bro. You
No.
have to full screen him now.
No, hold on. No, don't full screen me. Full screen me for what? Let me just say something. No, Mo, take me off full screen. I don't like that. Stop. Let me just say something. Look at the language that Sondra uses, and don't tell me you don't understand why this person is banned. I said nothing about Mo getting super chats, and there you go saying, stop being jealous of Mo getting super chats. How did anything that I say insinuate that I am jealous of Mo getting super chats? In fact, I said thank you for sending Mo a super chat. But you know what? Fair enough. You're still not getting banned. So congrats, Mo, on the 100 pounds, but he's still not getting unbanned.
Big up, Sonia. Guys, Double is in the chat so thank you so much, Sonia, for donating.
Big up, Sondra,
I
bro.
will speak to Staffy to unban you from his chat.
Naomi called me. I'm not gonna unban him. What are you talking about?
Don't worry, you're not the only one that's been banned from Staffy's channel. Don't worry.
Hold on,
You're
Staffy.
not banned. What the fuck are you talking about?
You know a lot of people. A lot of people actually. I banned a lot of people, and they came back and said, "Can you unban me from the channel?" And I want to have a genuine conversation because they want to comment. They want to actually have like a genuine conversation. I unbanned some. You know, some people I unbanned them. The day I unbanned them, came back and cussed the shit out of me. You know.
If I ban someone on my channel, Mo, just know there's a good reason.
Someone
It's a good
DM'd me
reason.
and said, "Can you please unban me? I want to be able to comment and have a conversation." The moment I unban the person, the next step, that's the shit out of me. Maybe Sondra wants to
I
have a
ban people for good reasons. Trust me. Man.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Oh my days. Whoa. Hey.
Put it on, put it on.
Hey. Hey.
Sondra.
Wait.
I'm giving one.
You want embarrassing? Is it? I hope it's a moment.
The man is giving me £100, so I won't tell Staffy to unban it. That's how the person doesn't want to contribute.
Wow. Honestly, Sondra, I will say this: that these are boss moves, Sondra.
I will tell you something.
These are
boss
is bigger.
moves,
This is bigger than the bomba from Honest Team today about Gordon. Well, I'm getting Gordon money.
100%.
I'm getting Gordon
100%.
money today.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, Sondra
big
will
up,
fund
man.
Alvarez to Barcelona, bro.
Sondra, triple down on it and be a man, and that's how I'll take you seriously.
Nah,
Yo,
That's the only way I'll take you seriously.
I'll take the bait. I'll take the bait.
I'm being honest. Triple down on it, and that's the only way I respect you.
Pause. Oh my gosh.
God,
Triple down.
that's genuine donation to the channel. Thank you so much. Footy Judge
Big up,
Jordan.
Sondra,
Someone said in the
honestly,
chat.
man, yeah.
Someone said Footy Judge Jundra. JT said Footy Judge. Footy Judge Gordon.
Plot twist.
Big up,
Mo. Plot twist. Mo agreed to give me 50% of his proceeds after the show ends.
Big up, Sondra, for this. I want to have a general conversation, but I appreciate the donation so much, Sondra. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Staffy looking at the profile to find balanced game plan for the coach is much harder to find a strategy to make Liverpool work. They don't even have runners.
Well, we did. We
They
kind
do
of
have
do have
runners.
do have runners.
100% they do.
The one thing that we don't
So
do is run.
Szoboszlai, yeah, Gravenberch, Kerkez, Frimpong.
Yeah, they got
Verts is a runner, by the way.
I wouldn't say Grav is like a runner, but Kerkez, Frimpong, and Szoboszlai are runners. They're runners.
Yeah.
Grav is box to box though, no?
Grav is box to box, but
yeah.
I mean, for me,
I've seen him run. I've seen him run up and down.
He can run. He can cover,
Bro, they are close if we don't sign any players. Yes, if Arsenal don't sign any players, but I think that Arsenal need one player to be a head and shoulders above everyone.
Or Kvaratskhelia.
I think we just need a top quality
even
midfielder.
Julian. No. Even if Arsenal sign Julian Alvarez, I think they're head and shoulders above everyone.
But that's what I was gonna say. What?
Yeah,
That's too stacked, though, isn't it? That's too stacked.
It's stacked. You need a Julian Alvarez. That would be a different profile than Eucharist, and they're head and shoulders. All have perfect transfer windows. Arsenal are head and shoulders
Then
above
obviously
everyone.
Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal favourites now anyway.
You know, just like About the Eid Mubarak, Sunra. Thank you so much. Eid Mubarak, just to spite stuff. Eid Mubarak to everyone. Thank you, Sunra. Basically, Sunra, that's my idea. If you guys know what it is, you literally give me the idea with these 2 donations. 2 ideas.
Why are you hating him, bro?
Huh?
Why are you hating him, bro?
I'm not hitting him.
My wife now.
He's the one saying to just attack me. I didn't remember all this.
I think I didn't hear that sound effect, bro.
She's gonna say where you get the money from, bro.
Oh, this one?
My wife is gonna ask for idea now 100%. About the agendas, yesterday I said that the signing of Eze didn't work out completely for Arsenal, and people said that I have an agenda. That's just an example of people cannot have an objective conversation about different opinion. I think for the majority of the season, the signing of Eze was in and out of the team. He didn't work out.
In the end,
he
it
had
did
some
work
moments.
out. But I get your point, though. I get your point. But in the end, it did work out.
At the end, yes, Eze had good end of the season. But overall, I thought that Eze, for me, for the majority of the season, was underwhelming, in my opinion, for the amount of talent he has. But
of course,
I don't want to talk about Eze. For me, I am not sure why I don't consider Man City close to Arsenal. Like, you know, I don't know. With Maresca, I don't have that feeling that City will actually give Arsenal a run for their money. I don't know why.
It's because there's so much uncertainty around the football club, right? And plus, there's also a lot of news
The
around
Rodri,
115.
the Maresca, Bernardo leaving.
115.
I don't want to talk about the 115.
No, but it's a talking point. There's possibility. There is a possibility.
I don't want to talk about the 115.
I know you don't want to talk about, but you have to talk about.
Bro, if Rodri leaves them, I promise you, I actually think they could be out of the top 4 next season.
Yeah.
If Rodri leaves as well.
Yeah.
What?
Even if they sign backups. If Rodri leaves,
but I thought Nico Gonzalez is fantastic.
Yes, but for a whole season, he's good enough to give them like a top 4 challenge, not to stay in the league. And don't forget, your point is also stupid, because my whole point of Nico Gonzalez was to say that he's done a very good job, especially compared to Andy Santos.
Why don't you call him stupid?
No.
I didn't say he's stupid. His point was stupid. Now you're taking away. Now you're taking away Pep.
Okay.
I didn't say he's stupid. I said his point was stupid. Now you're taking away Pep. Now you're taking away Rodri. You're also taking away. Well, I don't care about John Stones and Bernardo Silva, because I don't think. Look, I think Bernardo Silva should have gone ages ago.
I think they're in a very similar yet different situation than Liverpool. As Liverpool, sorry, I should say. It's the more of the shift of the guard that is going on at both these clubs. You know how impactful Salah was for them, but at least that's a player. I think Pep leaving, like, we can't, as much as we want to praise City as a footballing institution, which they deserve to be praised over the last 10 to 15 years. I think it would be disrespectful if we dismiss Pep leaving like it's not going to really impact. Like when greats leave clubs, like we've seen at United, I don't think it's going to be the same thing at City, because Pep doesn't have so much authority on everything that goes on City like Sir Alex used to. But like you just see, like when it's just a shift of the guard, an era that ends and a new era starts, there has to be, by nature, there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of uncomfort at first. And I think like there's going to be a little bit of like finding new identity. A lot of things are going to change just for the simple fact that the same voice that's been there for 10 years now is going. Things just have to change by nature, because it's impossible unless him and Pep are identically the same exact person that was made in a lab. Him and Maresca are not. So it's like, it's just not going to be the way. And I think there's going to be a natural regression. The thing I'll give City, though, because of how good they've been run, I think their regression will be very minimal. I don't think we'll see what happened at United happen with them. Minimal regression.
Really?
So when I say minimal, I'm not saying there won't be regression, but it's not going to be to the levels of like when Abramovich left Chelsea and there was a whole shift. And change.
They're not going to finish 10th or 9th or this.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like they might have a season where I think they'll finish 4th, 5th, 3rd, maybe not compete, but I don't think it's going to be a massive regression where we're going to be like, oh my God, how the mighty have fallen. But it has to be enough for me to at least say, look at the difference between Pep being there and Pep not being there. I don't think they'll be exactly the same team. You know what I'm saying? But there has to be enough of a regression where I'm like, see, that's the impact of Pep leaving. Other than that, then we're just disrespecting Pep. Because imagine if you go and win the league next year, and we've been calling Pep the greatest of all time for the longest now. It would just mean that it wasn't Pep all along. It was just the institution. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to expect a regression, but I just don't think it will be a massive regression. But there will be a regression.
I agree.
I didn't even mention the players, by the way. Like, as I said, I think Rodri will leave. Bernardo's already confirmed to leave. A lot of the old players are gone as well.
I think. Sorry, go on, Ram.
No, go.
No, I was going to say
now. Can I say one thing?
Jeez, Louise.
I
love how we let each other speak and that Moses.
No, but hold on, because something came to my mind.
No, Moses.
Someone came to my mind. I think that we aren't ready for the conversation about Pep getting the best out of the likes of Kuzanov at the end of the season. Matthias Nunes as the right back, Doku, and the likes of Nico Gonzalez and
Savinho.
This guy and this guy. I actually think that we are now going to see the real, and I think these players are very good. But with all due respect, Matthias Nunes isn't an out right back, but he used him as a right back because Pep is genius in these things. Kuzanov is a rash defender. He used him to the T.
I think Maresco loved Nunes, though, by the way, Mo. But remember, he used his fullbacks as midfielders.
Malagusto, for example.
Yeah, he loved putting inverting Malagusto.
Like I think Pep is great in these things, that I think that people are not ready to see what is going to happen to City under Maresca. Maybe Maresca's good, but he ain't Pep. No one is Pep. That's what I don't think the squad is good with Pep. Without Pep, it's completely different.
I agree.
Is it me? But I felt as though some of the players, just I'm looking at those players and I'm like, they don't really suit a Pep style of football
at all.
If you get what I mean, like
he switched it up.
I look at,
but that's why he didn't win the league. That's why he came second.
But do you think
see how good
he wasn't at his best no more?
He was. Pep actually was torn apart in the middle. You know, in the middle of the season, Pep like defended a little bit deeper when he was up, and then after this, he went full on attack. And then he found that way of not pressing, and then he pressed full on. Pep was trying to utilize the players, but that's the greatness of Pep. Pep is great that in his bad season, he would still win the 2 cups and come second.
But
you know what I mean? While others will completely falter.
Do you think Maresca can find that solution, which is more in tune to how he wants his team to play football compared to Pep? Because I still feel as Pep, even though he played a different style of football last season, it still wasn't his because it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect because they kept on getting transition on quite very easily. And that's the one thing that Pep hated. Even when he was at Barca, Bayern, transition was the one thing that he hated. And he kept on happening.
And he played a lot of transition this year, I agree. Ram, let me tell you this. Remember the beginning of the season when they signed Donnarumma and we all said that's not a typical Pep signing. Yeah. And a lot of people assumed, or it was a conspiracy, but actually ended up being true, that we just assumed, you know what, maybe he knows this is his last year. So he's kind of dealing with players that they're going to have for the future rather than players that ideally fit him, because he knows I'm handing this over next summer anyway.
Doesn't fit Staffy, but Donnarumma doesn't fit Maresca.
Thing, actually, Mo, I don't think he even fits Maresca.
He doesn't fit Maresca. But you bigger conspiracy, when Chelsea beat Thingy in the Club World Cup final, they were obviously chatting, and it was already sort of murmuring that Donnarumma was going to leave. So I'm wondering if perhaps these conversations were early doors where Maresca was going, hey, listen, just calm down a bit. Yeah, I'm going to see you around the way. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not going to lie, Donnarumma might be the only panic signing I've ever seen City make.
Do you know what, though? I don't even think Haaland was a Pep signing, because I've never seen Pep with a striker like that. I don't think he was. Like, when he had Ibrahimovic at Barca, he did not prefer him over the strikers he had at the time. Then you saw him really get out of tune out of David Villa, who was more like, a bit shorter, more,
No, but David Villa played on the left.
But Messi was the central.
And he did play Ibrahimovic majority of the season, by the way.
Ibrahimovic played down the middle first. I mean, first of all, him and Haaland are completely different profile.
2012, it was David Villa down the middle, Pedro on the right, and Messi on the left. I mean, sorry.
No, it was Messi.
No, Messi was in the middle, bro.
Messi was the one down the middle.
Messi was in the middle.
It was Messi. Bro. David Villa was on the left. David Villa came in to replace Henry on the left. You got it wrong. It was Messi down the middle.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Remember, Ram, I mean, now that you know it, you remember the stories when Zlatan basically came out and said that he signed him, but then because he loves Messi so much, he started playing Messi in his position, and he played him out of position. That's why he left Barca.
He told him to push Messi to the right and move me up front because I'm a striker.
And he didn't want to do that, so he played Messi more central, and then that's why Zlatan left a year later. He only spent 1 year in in Barca. He went to Milan.
That's
right
why he didn't. That's why it didn't work out for Zidane. Obviously, Zidane had moments. I remember the Arsenal game quite vividly. But it never really worked out because it just wasn't his type of football. And like you said, Staffy, Haaland and Ibrahimovic are completely different footballers.
He's so much more technical than Haaland is. And he's not as pacey and as physical as Haaland. Haaland is a genetic freak.
Zlatan was more of
the only thing is Pep did play with a striker like that in Bayern because he did eventually play with Lewandowski.
Lewandowski was a bit different because Lewandowski when he was with Pep was a lot more of a playmaker compared to what he was at Dortmund. He was.
I understand,
but I'll say this: I agree with Quest when he says he doesn't think Haaland was a Pep signing, and I'll tell you why. First of all, there's never been a Pep signing type window or whatever when it came to City. We always knew that they're recruiting more for a style that they built for Pep rather than Pep just having the final say. We've never heard that come out for the last 10 years. But I'll say this. I think when they signed him and they won the treble, I don't think it was that much of a coincidence. When you look at that City team that season, I think Pep understood that he built a team, whether it's by fluke or by design, that he had creative monsters. He had creativity all over the pitch. Everyone in that pitch can create. Even that was the season they still had Cancelo, and then I think he went in January. But he had creative players all over the place. And I think that was the one season we saw City. All you did was just create. You're going to give Haaland, obviously there's a little bit of hyperbole here, but you're giving him 10 chances, go score like 3 or 4 of them. That's what they were doing to him all season. So I think that was by design. Is it a traditional Pep striker? I agree with you. It wasn't a traditional. But I think that was a part of Pep's evolution, if I should say.
Yeah, and I think under Maresca, you probably will see.
Oh, delete that comment, man. What the fuck do you mean? Look at Arsenal. Are you really saying we're talking ball because Arsenal won the league?
Not you. But I'm going to tell you something. I want you to imagine if Arsenal lost the league.
Look at this shameless comment.
All this stream, because I like the genuine conversation about Pep style, signings, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
I still think we would
imagine. I want you guys to imagine if Arsenal lost the league. Every single stream or summer would be Arteta.
Arteta go.
Arteta go. You get the point, right? It's been an hour, 50 minutes, and we actually didn't speak about Arsenal at all. We didn't speak about anything.
I hear you. Yeah,
we're speaking about other clubs. We're speaking about projects because this is why I mean by Arsenal winning the league. It gets the monkey off our shoulder as content creators, where we have to come to every stream and ask the question: are you Arteta in, Arteta out? Do you like Arteta? This is this player good? Now we can talk about the football. Even if we discuss Arsenal, we'll discuss a style of play. We'll discuss signings. We won't discuss, is he going to get over the line? We won't discuss that.
It's almost as if we don't care about Arsenal anymore.
Yeah, but like Regista Kev says in the chat, Mo, he said it depends on the panel you choose.
I don't know if
Monday. No, hold on, guys. Monday on my counter view shows, we didn't mention Arsenal for an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
we only spoke Man United and Chelsea.
It's an hour, 30 minutes. WWE
touchline.
Exactly. So your point applies to that panel. This panel always talks sense, regardless.
Hey,
no, but the people in the chat,
I'm including you as well. You're in the panel too now.
Okay. Like even no one here hates Arteta or is obsessed with Arteta.
Paz, I'll tell you guys this. Touchline, I've only streamed with him twice, so I don't know about Touchline. But Paz, when you put him in a stream where people are trying to talk sense, he doesn't banter. He comes with the energy of whoever is there in the panel. Because I've streamed with him, and he's
always says that Mo and Osam created a monster because the first 2-3 streams were Ahwa.
Yeah.
He said, I thought I'm coming in to talk about football, and then I came in to talk about history and Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger failures and all the stuff.
The effect, bro.
Yeah. I just think it's like
just one thing quickly on the Haaland thing. I'm not trying to discredit Haaland at all. I think he's obviously done really well with City.
Please don't, bro.
Credits. But I think they probably could have won that treble even without Haaland. If people remember that previous season, they were 2 minutes away. They were 2 minutes away from making a final. They were winning the league and they were in the FA Cup semi-finals, which they threw away by benching most of their 11 when they played Liverpool. The previous season, they were in the exact same position. The only difference is when Haaland came, now instead of having 4-5 players have 15 plus goals, they had it concentrated on one player. That's
a good point.
But
you could also counter argue that because Haaland was able to score that many goals, he took the pressure off the rest of the team. You see, if you've got 40, you got 4 or 5, everyone's working a lot harder to try and generate results. If you've got one guy kind of scoring you 2-3 goals a game, the rest of you guys can sort of rest in a way. That would be my counter, but I get what you're saying.
I hear that, but if I just compare it to the 2 semi-finals they played in the treble season and the season before, Haaland wasn't the difference maker. The difference maker was the way they set up, the way they defended.
Even when they
in the league, he was the difference maker. In the league, he was.
For sure, but they won the league the season before. The previous season, they won the league with more points without him. And more goals scored, by the way. And more goals scored.
With the Elliot Anderson news, and I know before we'll talk about Arsenal. Are Man City more attractive than Man? Yeah, is Man City more attractive than Manchester United now without Pep? Why?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
Man City more
recency bias. Of course, they're more attractive still.
Yeah,
of course.
They still got that freak up
they
front.
just won 2 cups. They just challenged for the league. Like, well, come on, Mo.
And at the end
is
of the
it
day,
less attractive to go to City with no Pep? Yeah, I guess you can say there's a lot of players. Maybe their dream was to play for Pep. I think that's natural. Yeah. But I don't think a player, as an example, that was linked with City all season, and he's like, "Oh yeah, City's spoken to me. I'll join in the summer." Oh, Pep is gone. Sorry, not joining.
Sorry,
no
I'm out.
Like, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No,
City is still the pinnacle of English football. Still.
Whoa.
They are like in this.
They are.
Currently, they're
can you explain what you mean? No, Arsenal are way more attractive than City.
Not pinnacle.
So let's not conflate 2 different things. What I'm saying is, in terms of the success they've built, the dominance they've had, the culture around the club, and that sort of thing, they're the pinnacle of English football right now. Man United are the pinnacle of English football.
Can I have a hot take for you, Quest? Can I have a hot take? Can I have a hot take for you?
It's going to be hot regardless.
I think that success that you're talking about is more Pep success. 70% is Pep.
Okay. So look, that's what I would remind City fans to keep in the back of their minds so they don't go mad. Just remember who you were before Pep. That's what I would argue. But you can't take that away from them. They still see their club.
No. I agree. It's fine.
Do you know what I mean? I agree, but
part of that attraction, part of that success is called Pep Guardiola, and no one is going to deny this.
True. But right now, they're still if they went, would any of us be surprised? Like surprise, if they went and won the league next season? We wouldn't be that surprised.
I would be very surprised.
I would be a little bit.
Really?
I would be a little bit.
Very surprised.
Like
I'm not like Mo.
For me, they have. If Rodri, but I'm going to tell you something. If Rodri leaves,
yeah.
I think they are.
That's a different convo. More.
Yeah, because that's like saying. Yeah, that's like saying if Arsenal went back to win the league.
I'd be a little bit surprised. I'd still be a little bit surprised.
Yeah, over Arsenal, yes.
Because I still think Arsenal.
What I mean by surprised. Let me tell you what I mean by surprised. For me, I'm giving Arsenal 70% chance of winning the league or something like this next season.
80,
so that means if anyone else win the league next season, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, they've done a mad
with how Arsenal moving in the transfer window to Nali, Morgan Rogers. I'll be surprised, bro. If anybody win the league over Arsenal next season, especially with Arteta now, especially with Pep gone, I'll be surprised.
Wait, so actually, can we talk a little bit more about Arsenal? Ironically, since you said we didn't talk about Arsenal, I think it's only right that we do a little bit. Because I do want to talk about Morgan Rogers. How did you guys feel about that, seeing the links?
Let me read this. Rice is better than Caicedo, the ankle crusher. Caicedo is so underrated, and people listen to Hussam too much.
He's not listen to Hussam too much. Why are you cussing out Hussam, bro?
If your only runners are Frimpong barely playing and Kirkes to get at the end of balls and Sabozlai, who is an engine, and that's enough for you, fair play, then Liverpool don't have it.
We named more than that.
No, but we named Vert as well. Even Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones. Even though I heard he might.
Don't let them bait you. Don't let them bait you, bro.
No, the premise of the point was Liverpool don't have runners, and we gave you runners. That's why we said those names.
Which is worse, Pep leaving or staying?
Not staying.
Pep leaving.
No. Slot staying.
Pep leaving.
Slot staying is worse.
The only reason why I say slot staying, he changed our identity.
Plus, Mo.
Okay,
Arsenal fans are so chill online. Arsenal fans are chill online now. They aren't, but they get rage baited. They still get rage baited.
No, they don't. No,
Safi, go ahead. What was the question about Arsenal?
No, I was just asking, like, how do you guys feel about Morgan Rogers, those type of links? Because if we're gonna talk about Arsenal, basically going back to back, as you guys know, they always say it's much harder to retain a title than to win a title, and it does make sense because one requires 2 and one requires 1. So they need to do something that even Arsene Wenger couldn't do. So if they're gonna retain the title, obviously we're expecting. I think the teams as they are right now, they're still the favorites. Let's not dismiss that. But what are they adding to this team? How are they going to improve this team? And one of the links right now has been Morgan Rodgers. So how do we feel about that? Actually, let me go to Ashraf then because he's the Arsenal fan.
I want to hear tactics.
I'm not a fan of Morgan Rodgers to come in as a left winger. If he's coming in to be a 10, I'd hear it. I think Eze is more suited to be a left winger because I think Eze has more of a winger flair and winger ability, in my opinion, than Morgan Rodgers, who I think just wants to cut and shoot, which is amazing because he's an elite striker of the ball. Big up, Quest.
Love my boys. Appreciate you.
Big up, bro. I want a proper left winger, like a left winger who wants to play left wing, who wants to continuously take on fullbacks, who has the pace, because obviously Martinelli has pace but doesn't have the brains. Trossard has the brains but doesn't have the pace. Like, I think we need a mix of both. Rodrigo would have been someone ideal, but unfortunately he's out injured for long. So for me, Rodgers, I'm not that excited. If that's
but what did you see? And here's how I feel about it. I feel like you guys don't have that PNP / ball carrying profile in this team, and I think it's something that you guys lack this season. And I feel like if you add that to your team, that's an element that it didn't exist. So I think it's even better. You're adding something that might have been considered a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you guys being a much better transitional team if you have someone like Morgan Rodgers in that.
But I think Eze can do that same thing. I think Eze has that PNP.
I don't think he's as good as Rodgers at it, but I guess he can do it.
Yeah, that's fair. But this is why I said
pure ball carrying. Just pure ball carrying, he is better than Eze.
I agree, but that's if you're telling me he's playing in the 10. That's why I said 10, I have no issues. Because 10, I think he's fantastic. If he's playing in the left wing, that's not what I need. I need a left winger who's got the pace, the skills to take on. I need a Doku with better convert. Okay, obviously maybe Doku is a crazy example because Doku is one of the best dribblers. But you know what I mean? I mean, like, someone who can take.
You want to play. You want a traditional winger. I think him and Nkunku are very similar.
Yeah.
They pick up the ball from deep. They like to run with the ball. They're not very flary. They like to shoot from outside the box a lot. I think he's a better finisher than Kuni. Kuni can't finish as. I don't know statistically. Actually, I might have to take that back.
He's a very good finisher.
Because Rodgers actually had a back conversion rate as well. But anyways, he's very similar to Acuna. I agree with you. Then Adoko as an example. He's nowhere near.
But Rodgers is. I don't know if you're comparing Rodgers and Cunha, but I know Rodgers is a bit of a sharpshooter. He likes to shoot a lot. That's why.
That's what I said. He shoots a lot from outside the box.
Yeah, so that's one. I think what Ashraf is saying, and I think one thing that I'm also curious about is that you don't play with overlapping fullbacks. And one of the key reasons
the right back sometimes does, left back usually doesn't.
Not left back. That's especially on that left hand side. Because I'm looking at someone like Calafiori, who's I banned him a lot, being a really crap centre back, but he's a really good left back. But him inverting has been very, very good for you guys. And I feel like having someone like Rodgers, you're just going to limit his game if you're going to have someone like converting like that. Rather, you would have someone that could stand up their fullback and literally take him on, provide space for that inverted fullback, or if a covering 10 was coming on that left hand side, that's what you kind of need. That's why I mentioned Bradley Barcola.
So let me say something, Ashraf.
Barcola also I'm not a fan of because I think he's a very, very sorry, just a quick one. I think he's a very poor finisher. I don't think he does well in tight spaces. I think he gets a lot of space in League A where he utilizes his space.
But he can stand up. But he can stand up his fullback and take him on. That's the one thing I think.
That's true.
Benefit on.
That is true, and I think we need a winger. You see what Saka does for us, and even Martinelli a couple of years ago. Obviously, I know he's been on downhill since then. Is they're able to make inside runs and outside runs, which is very important for us because that stretches the pitch. Having someone like Rodgers, I don't see Rodgers as someone playing on the left wing who's going to consistently try to make the runs behind the fullback, which is something we need on the left side. Sorry, Staff, you were saying?
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, because you made a point about him playing in the 10, and that's my biggest issue with Morgan Rodgers. I think he's the type of 10 that can only play in the 10 for smaller teams. And I think if you want to have a role in a bigger team, I do think you have to play more on the sides, because I don't see him in a game where you guys are dominating possession. Because you guys are you're like top 2 or top 3 in the league in possession per game, something like that. So more often than not, you're gonna pin back a team. And if he's not being used in spaces and in transition, and that's what he's good at, I just don't see what he offers against a low block. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't see him being the number 10 for a title contending team or a team that wants to retain the title like Arsenal. But I could be wrong on it. I don't know.
And this is why, for me, honestly, we only need. I was going to say we need a striker and a left winger. I don't see us getting a striker. I think it's just a pipe dream. I think all of us are sitting there hoping Alvarez happens or this happens. I think Arteta's content with Havertz and Gyökeres. I think what he will do is he will look for a replacement for Gyökeres, like a young striker who's willing to wait and just be the third option. And for me, that's okay. I'm not that mad at it. I think we do need a top quality left winger. And after that, it's just about replacing who leaves. So Ben White leaves, get a replacement. Norgard leaves, get a replacement. I don't know. Waneri leaves. To be honest with you, if Waneri leaves, I think we're still okay. I think in the 10 position, if you tell me next season we're going to go in the 10 position with Eze, Odegaard, and Dauman as the understudy, I'm okay with that. I have no issues. Because I think all three of them give us very different profiles, which is fantastic. But the left wing, though, we cannot go next season with Trossard and Martinelli again. Like, big up to Trossard. He's come clutch tremendously in the last couple of weeks. But I don't think we can go with him as our starter.
I think they're gonna renew.
So who's your ideal signing for the front line?
They're gonna guys. The reality is they're gonna renew Trossard for already 2 years. I think
but
I think the one that is for sale is gonna be Martinelli, and I think Morgan Rogers is gonna be the left winger next season.
This is my issue, though. If we keep Trossard and you sell Martinelli, you're basically destroying your pace. Because the one thing Martinelli gives us, even though he's brain dead many times,
he is very fast.
There's many goals. Yeah, exactly, and his speed has won us games this season or got us points. For example, the Bilbao game, we don't win without Martinelli's pace. The Bayern.
How many times does he score a goal when you guys are all out attack, and then someone kicks it off the corner and he just takes the ball and runs it into the empty net?
Can I say something?
He scored about 3-4 times at this time.
The City goal. It's not just about the finish. He's the only one in our team who would have made that run and beat Guardiola, who's also a quick left back.
Can I tell you something?
So if you're telling me keep Trossard, we have to get a fast winger then.
You guys got knocked out last season because Martinelli was a donkey against PSG. He had 3
he missed a sitter. Exactly.
But that's what squad building is for, Mo. He's not talking about Martinelli being his top winger. He's talking about that specific profile just existing in the team. And this is when we need to go back and remembering that what squad building is about. There's players that don't have to play all 38 games. You're going to play 20 games where you're going to give me 20 good games. And
I think
Martinelli,
Martinelli is too valuable to be left on the bench for me. What I mean by this, too valuable. Too valuable for the market.
He has market value versus Trossard.
I think he has a market value that if you keep him more on the bench and he isn't the starter, the value keeps going down. He's young enough for them to get 60 million. If Anthony Gordon,
he would start somewhere, Mo. He would start somewhere.
Sold for 70 million. Martinelli would be sold for.
And I tell you guys this, and you will all laugh. I promise you, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I don't even know why PSG would want to get let go of one of their front four, but let's assume Barcola says I don't want to stay anymore because I want more game time. I genuinely think they might consider getting someone like Martinelli, not because he's great, because I think in their league with the way they play and the speed of their
just
attack,
to have a speedster on the bench.
Have a speedster who actually knows that system, who's played in Arsenal, who knows
how to
play the 1-2 and stuff.
I
think
he.
When we said it a month ago, people are like, "Oh my god, you think a brain dead player like that would go to Spain?"
No, it's not a bad thing. But actually, you know what? I have another thing about PSG.
Can I tell you why Morgan Rogers suit Arsenal to the team? Because the way Arteta plays is the slow build-up and smothering the opposition. Morgan Rogers, physically, he's very strong. He dribbles in tight spaces and he creates spaces for himself in tight spaces. He's a good ball carrier as well. If Arsenal are going to play the same way they started the season with, which is this is going to be the way they play, which is we're going to build slow, we're going to smother the opposition, and every now and then we play in transition, Morgan Rogers suits that to the T. To the T on that left side.
But what about
going to hold the line?
No, I don't think he makes runs behind the line more.
What about that?
No, but hold on. There is no space to run behind if you are smothering the opposition like what you did in the beginning of the season.
Slow build up. How come Saka runs behind and crosses the ball in? Or Madueke? How do they do it all the time?
Saka dribble. He dribble past the defender.
No, I'm talking when he play. I'm talking when he plays the 1-2 with Odegaard or
Morgan Rogers will do this.
But then you can't. But then the fullback
do it. Okay, if he can, I haven't seen him do it.
But then, Mo, even if you do that, then your fullbacks can't invert. Then if you're having you're having a left winger that cuts inside, and remember, Morgan Rogers is a player that always cuts inside, and that
Hincapi overlaps, doesn't underlap.
But Hincapi doesn't start for us now, right? Calafiori is our starter.
Calafiori is their best left.
I think with 60 games,
he's our best left
we'll have to have
actually.
different solutions. 60 games, Ashraf.
Yeah,
we'll have to have different
What about
solutions.
Miles Lewis Skelly? Lewis Skelly.
I just think more. Yes, Skelly will. I think Skelly will be locked down for midfield.
I don't see the wingers in the world that are the out and out left wingers other than Kvaratskhelia. Barcola, who I think is a little bit overrated, by the way. Every time we watch Bradley Barcola, he's running into 30, 40-yard spaces, jumping past. You don't get this in the Premier League for Arsenal. You don't have this stuff.
You know who he is, Mo? He's Noni Madueke on steroids. Elite.
Yeah. But that's
elite
why
beating the defenders 1v1. And
by the way,
that's why I think
he doesn't. But stop. He doesn't. Stuffy. Every time we watch PSG, guys, they are quick in transition, and we watch Barcola dribbling with 20 yards for him to run into. I'm gonna tell you something. You know who dribbles in tight spaces?
He won't get that in the Premier League.
You know who guys dribbles in tight spaces, and we watch it every week. Yes, and who else in the Premier League? Doku.
Yeah, Doku as well. Yeah. Shorty does it too, to be fair.
Yes, but I'm talking about the wingers that dribble with speed.
Yeah.
Because he's very shifty, Mo. That's the thing about Doku.
Yeah. Shifty, bravo stuff. Shifty wingers. Kvaratskhelia, shifty winger. Doku, shifty wingers that can change their body shape, and then in 5 yards they beat you in 5 to 7 yards. Barcola, we don't see him do this. We see him running into spaces. Doku does this. Kvaratskhelia does this.
But he's very good in isolated dribbles, Mo. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, put him 1v1 with a defender. He's very good at it.
But don't have that privilege. Don't have that privilege.
No, and that's fine. I'm not necessarily arguing why he should go to Arsenal. I'm just identifying his profile. That's why
I will say this. There are two. So there's one name that I think would have been so perfect to us. I think he completes us to perfection, but again, he's not available because of the injury, which is Rodrigo, especially since he wants to play left wing. Obviously, I think he's out since like.
The answer, by the way, the answer is there. The answer for you guys is there. And
don't tell me Vinny Jr.
It was Kvaratskhelia from Napoli.
I mean, that's gone. That's not going to happen. But
that's gone. Yeah, it's not happening.
This is what I think Arsenal fans should want. You remember the United dream that I said earlier about Rodri? I have another one, but this one is for Arsenal.
No. Where's my dream?
If you have nightmares coming for you next season, no dreams for you. If PSG get what's his name, Julian Alvarez, I think Arsenal should do everything they can to get Desiree Doué. Because someone has to drop out of that front three. Someone has to drop, and it's not going to be Kvaratskhelia or Dembele. I think you go all out and you get Doué. Doué would just be perfect for you on that left. Yeah, it might take some adaptation time to get. I mean, he does press for Enrique's system, but it's going to take some adaptation time with the physicality and all that stuff. But in terms of profile, he gives you something that you don't have, and he can play on the left and the right.
I would love him, but he's not gonna join us, bro. Because I
don't
think
know whether it happens or not. I don't know, but I'm talking about what I think should happen.
Yeah, I know, fair enough. But I'm trying to think of generally what I think will actually happen. And I know we were linked with him a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Ajax winger called Mika Guts.
Oh,
left wing, 21.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Bro, look, I haven't watched him. T told me about him. I started watching clips about him since then. Obviously, I know YouTube clips can make Giroud look like Pele, but the way he dribbles in tight spaces with pace and everything, and finishing.
Mika Guts.
Guts. He's a Dutch left winger, young left winger.
Belgium. Yeah, United are linked with him.
Which is mad. Bro, this guy is, again, clips. So maybe I'm going crazy. But the clips are making him look, especially in tight spaces, like some demon as left winger. I actually think Arsenal, knowing Arsenal, will say, look, we spend this much money here, we'll go for this kind of profile and transition him as the new left winger in the next few years. And I wouldn't be that mad if he's as good as the Dutch fans say he is. But if it turns out he's overrated, then...
We are linked to every flipping Dutch league player in the world. Why can't we be linked to that guy instead of the crap
sir?
And his stats are mental as well. It's all like Anthony from Ajax. His stats are mental.
Sir, will spend 100 million on Monday, and you will enjoy it, and you will like it, and you don't have a say on it.
I like Diamande, but I want.
By the way, he's top 5 in Europe for dribbles, Diamande.
Yeah, but for 100 million, bro, I can't lie.
I didn't watch one game for Diamande. I don't know anything about him.
If you watch him in AFCON, he was pretty good. He was very good in AFCON.
You truly don't watch the Bundesliga, man.
Where is he from?
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast.
Didn't we play Ivory Coast?
Yeah, we beat them 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
There was no standout player like that.
I'll be honest, they played bad against us. Yeah. But if you watch all the other games, Ahmad and Diamandi looked great. Their chemistry together was great. United fans were like, "Oh, maybe we should sign him," because both of them were just interchanging the whole game. They would go left.
I will agree with some of the comments. I am a bit scarred by the Bundesliga tax when it comes to attackers. Because
I'll be honest, you're the only one who still glazes the Bundesliga. Like, I feel like, honestly, Rem, like, I think
I used to watch it until 2 seasons ago. I love Mönchengladbach. Until 2 seasons ago, I used to always watch the Bundesliga. But I'll tell you this, outside Heung-min Son, Haaland is a freak, so I won't count Haaland. Haaland is a specimen. Outside Heung-min Son, most of the attackers that have come from the Bundesliga have been garbage. Name me one.
Roberto.
Kai Havertz. Maybe we need to retake that.
Ashraf, Roberto Firmino.
If he went to the
I just remembered.
Here we go.
Well,
Gordon, 80 million euros to Barcelona.
No way.
I don't know what
football has gone mad.
No, Ashraf.
No fucking way.
No, listen. You actually have to think about
80 million. Oh my god.
Hansi Flick. That's Hansi Flick's type of player. He loves those.
Rem, why is he Hansi Flick's type of player? Can you tell us?
Elanga? It's Elanga Hansi Flick's type of player then? Elanga?
No, don't do that Elanga bull crap, bro. Come on.
Wait, Rem, can you actually explain to us?
He doesn't link up. He doesn't link up like the other. Fermin Lopez played left wing for them for 2 weeks because they had some injuries. And Fermin Lopez, who's a 10, who, by the way, should be in the conversation for the best 10 in Europe. Like, his numbers are scary. And that too, I'm talking about numbers in the Champions League and La Liga. But anyways, he played left wing for them for 2 weeks. And he was doing a much better job than Rashford or any other left wingers that played for them because the link up is what they need there. Yamal doesn't kill players by pace.
Anthony Gordon isn't great in passes and stuff like this.
He's not great in passing. He's not great in link up. I don't think he times his runs. I think it's a bad move.
Fabrizio Romano wanted
he's using an AI picture of Anthony Gordon holding the Barcelona jersey. Like, bro,
hold on. Fabrizio Romano wanted the breaking news so bad,
bro. Well, I find shame, man.
Fabrizio
hasn't won a plane holding a Barca jersey. Well, bro, we need to ban AI, bro.
So much.
The one thing I'm actually intrigued about Barca is that Bastoni's not going.
He actually said that he's staying after we won the league. He's staying. He's not.
Can Ram explain why he thinks Gordon is a Hansi Flick type player? I genuinely want to know.
The fact
and I think the chat would appreciate it as well.
He's a direct winger, and Hansi Flick is one of those people that likes direct wingers. Even when I watched Serge Gnabry back in the day, even though Gnabry's technically superior to Anthony Gordon, the way that he was utilized by Hansi Flick was almost as if like a direct winger, where he was making the runs and Lewandowski was also doing the link-up play, but also getting his goals as well. And someone like a Gordon, where for me, the way I see it, Lamine Yamal is going to see a lot of the ball from what I'm seeing for the Barcelona transition. Him off the ball with someone like Hansi Flick who can train him and get him to make the runs, the perfect runs that he wants. I think he could get a really good tune out of him, in my opinion.
But here's the thing: like, Rashford was direct, so I don't understand spending, and even he didn't work
out that well.
Spending triple the money that Rashford would have cost, or I don't think. I'm sorry. I don't want this to sound biased. I don't think Anthony Gordon is as good as Rashford.
No, I don't. I think Rashford is technically a better footballer than Gordon, but I still think with the
he's quicker. Scores more goals.
Gordon's a bit quicker. Gordon's quicker.
No, I wouldn't say Rashford is quicker in this age today, but
I
think he's a better finisher. I think he's a better shooter of the ball. I think he's a better crosser as well. The main thing Rashford did so well for
Am I the only one who likes Marcus Rashford as a football player in the world?
No, I like him as well.
We like him. As well. It's just that he died the last couple of years, right? That's
because of Man United environment and him loaned to Aston Villa and blah, blah, blah.
You cannot say that when players like Kobe Mainoo and all still stood out, bro. Come on.
He's a workhorse.
When the team was doing well,
No. The season Kobe Mainoo stood out, Marcus Rashford had his best season at Man United. You know that, right?
For me,
it was the season before.
It was the season before. Kobe Mainoo scored the goal against City in the final in the 23-24 season. Rashford was dead.
Okay, maybe I'm mistaken the season. But I think
no way.
Guys, I think that Marcus Rashford has every single talent, has every single attribute to be a top winger if he was coached under a better manager. Big, quick, can shoot with the right foot, can dribble. I think he has everything.
By the way, do you not think Mo? Do you not think it's late for him now? Do you not think it's a bit too late now?
It's never late. It's never late.
Plus, what do you mean it's never late? I mean, it's not utopia. It can be late sometimes. What do you mean?
Late in 30s. He's 27.
Another thing, he's gone.
27, Ashraf.
27.
Rashford's 28.
And he just had a good season. And he just had a good season. So I don't understand.
I don't think it was that good of a season. I think it was okay.
By the way, why the Premier League rage baiting people by tweeting is Bruno Fernandes 25-26 season is the best of all time? That's fucking
because
rage
everything
bait.
now is about rage bait, bro.
It's fucking. And then people say that I'm talking about myself. When I say that it's now the media is rage baiting, they're literally rage baiting fucking people. They're rage baiting Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans and City fans. Rage baiting people by calling Bruno Fernandes the best. And then the question mark. Okay, we are YouTubers. I do this, and I admit I do clickbait. I do some stuff because I'm not. With all due respect, I am not the official fucking account of the Premier League. I'm not.
Sure.
Mo, they want money, right? They all want money. They want payment. They want engagement.
Interactions.
Right? They need interactions. Exactly.
Like I think this is crazy to tweet. This is crazy. I think it's nuts. When Mohamed Salah, did they tweet this of Mohamed Salah last season was 47 GA?
No, because it wouldn't be controversial, probably.
It wasn't because exactly that's the thing.
But saying Bruno, that's controversial. So
they didn't need to put it out because we were putting it out. That's the thing.
But you know what, Ram? Like Salah scoring that amount of goals and getting that amount of assists is a genuine argument that is the greatest season ever. Yep. Bruno, we all know that's not the greatest season ever. So this one will create more outrage.
Staffy, the thing is, the way I'm saying it, like we were too busy putting that out. United fans wouldn't be stupid enough to put that kind of stuff out.
Because it's not like we'd be lying, bro.
Exactly. When your own fan base is pushing the narrative and there's some factuality to it, then it's like no one really cares about it. But when no one's talking about it, but they want to start a conversation, then they put out the crazy stuff, man.
Because you know what they're doing, Ram, and this is why I understand why Mo is angry. It's different than when it's a content creator versus when it's an official, like
when I ask the question, I'm getting a conversation going. Why is the Premier League official account doing that?
That's the official account for the Premier League. Like you need to have some type of like integrity. You know what they're doing? Yeah. You know people who do these Instagram reels and these TikToks and they just react. By the way, that's the worst type of content. I hate reactors. And they sit there and they're like, oh my God, Bruno had 21 assists. Is he the greatest of all time? That type of content. That's how it comes off. Like you just saw him get 21 assists and you're like, oh, is he the greatest of all time? No, he's not. And you don't need to farm fucking engagement. Like you're the Premier League.
Season of all time in the Premier League is Salah's season last season.
Statistically.
And the reason why, no, hold on. I don't think. Okay, hold on. Let me just give the reason. The reason why it's above Henry for me is because when Henry had his best season, Arsenal didn't win the league. But when Salah,
I don't even think it's Henry. Yeah, but that's also a bit crazy because you're penalizing a player. You're penalizing a player for the other team, for the rest of the team not showing up. I think that's also a bit insane. I would argue that Luis Suarez season or even the Cristiano Ronaldo seasons were better because
actually, I just saw about Ronaldo winning Ballon d'Or and winning Champions League. Yes, okay.
Champions League, Ballon d'Or, League,
but it's not even Ballon.
Okay. It's Ronaldo.
It's not even Ballon d'Or. I think Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008 was doing things individually that were insane, like the shots, the free kicks, the dribbles. They were unparalleled. Salah was doing things that other footballers could do, but he was doing it at a mad consistency level. But
can I ask you something? Did Ronaldo in that season top the Premier League in goals, assists, big chances, everything?
I know in goals. I just don't know. I don't know
about assists.
He wasn't
the thing about Salah.
Actually, I think assists was Fabregas that season, if I'm not wrong.
It is very hard.
18 or 19.
It's very hard. Salah is very hard for someone to top the Premier League with all of this. Big chances created an assist. With all due respect, he was playing with Nunes and Luis Diaz and Gakpo up front. With all due respect,
No, that's fine, Mo. I don't think anyone's dismissing it. But when you see what accompanied it, like when you see the actual awards that accompanied it, which is the Champions League.
Yes,
the Ballon d'Or. These are things that you can argue that maybe Salah deserved these things or not, and that's fine. But the facts remain that while he was doing that, this is what he collected. So
one
it's
of
like,
the things that I always say,
if you ask Salah, would you give up some of your goals and assists to get a Ballon d'Or and a Champions League?
not only that, but I always said that 2008
I just checked.
Ronaldo.
2007, 2008 was Fabregas had 17 assists.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Salah had
At the
18
age of
assists. But like for me,
Wait, Fabregas Arsenal had 17 assists.
17 and 10 when he was
nuts.
By the way, he was 19 or something at the time.
He was nuts. He was nuts.
We don't talk about that, but he's honestly one of the goats of midfielders, and we don't talk about it because he didn't win anything with Arsenal.
I swear, I think he's top 5 midfielders in Premier League of all time. I'm not even joking.
You know why he's not talked about? I think from a lot of people in England, is because for me, from what I hear from people, the way that people talk, he went to Barcelona. He was seen as the guy to take over Iniesta and Xavi.
And he never did.
Never did, and he went back to England, came back to England as well. I think a lot of
but
people
he had a very good career with Barcelona, by the way.
But there was numbers. He did have a very good, but there was one.
He didn't inherit those positions.
If anyone knows that Champions League semi-final, because I remember it vividly, that Champions League semi-final against Chelsea. The first leg, he hit the post. He was diabolical that game because some of those chances he should have finished them. And
but wait a second. But wait a second. The greatest player of all time was diabolical home and away in that game. He's the one who lost the ball in the middle by Lampard when Lampard dispossessed him, and then Chelsea went and scored. And he's the one who missed the penalty in the second leg. He's the one who missed the sitter in front of goal.
I'm telling you what popular opinion.
It's not fair to use that against Fabregas.
But that's not Ram's opinion.
That's not my opinion.
I know. It's just that I think people do this crazy revisionism when you actually go look at his numbers. He had like 150 games. He had like 100 a GA or something like that. It was something mental. And people make it seem like, he didn't perform that well.
When you think about Ashraf, just for talent alone, he's arguably the best midfielder to ever play for Arsenal. Just from talent alone. But he doesn't have, obviously, the legacy that Vieira
has. I would say second. I wouldn't say the best.
See, you just talked about rage baiting and then you did that. Did you hear what he just said?
Declan Rice, that's mad. I would say he's the second greatest. The second most talented, not the most, but he was incredible.
After who?
I think Ozil was the most talented without a question.
No.
Ozil was, the stuff Ozil was doing with his touches, with his
he was very flary, but I'll be honest, he's a little bit overrated. I'll be honest with you.
Come on.
Slightly overrated.
That finish
that
Di
when you think about it, just slightly.
Finish.
Because I'll tell you what, I remember at that time there used to be Ozil and Mata debates, and people used to say Ozil clears him. But when you think about it, Mata and Chelsea was putting up 20 plus assists in a season where they won the Champions League.
No, but they were different.
Wait. I didn't talk about performance and stuff. I said talent only.
No, I get it. Yeah, you know what? That's true. He was more flair, but I would take any version of Fabregas. If I'm building a team right now, I would take any version of Fabregas. And you know what's beautiful? I can use Fabregas in a team that I need him in the 10, in the 8, and I can use him as a deep lying midfielder. The guy literally did everything.
And second striker. He played as a second striker in Barca.
He used to play and even for Spain. Remember when they won the Euros against Italy? He played in the false nine.
Yeah.
They had no real attackers in that team. They had Fabregas, David Silva, and I can't remember who else. It was just a team full of midfielders.
Fabregas, David Silva, Iniesta, Xabi Alonso, Busquets, Xavi. Yeah, that's it. 6.
No, I'm talking about who started up the front three.
Their team.
Because the midfield was the Barca
David
midfield.
Silva, Iniesta, and Fabregas.
David
Silva, Fabregas, and Iniesta.
You don't
think
that Kevin De Bruyne is up there with the talented. Kevin De Bruyne.
I don't think he's as talented as Fabregas. But has a bigger legacy.
Yeah. He's a different.
Because I'll tell you what, Mo, there's a very big difference when you talk about talent and when you talk about what people did. I always think that Pogba was way more talented. Actually, not way more, but he was more talented than Kevin De Bruyne. Pogba's profile was such a unicorn.
Staffy, you could argue he was way more talented, bro.
No, because if you talk about more talent, for me,
I don't want to say way more because I don't want to disrespect Kevin De Bruyne, but I do think
Pogba was more talented. If you want to talk about talent, for me, the most complete midfielder, the most talented midfielder as a footballer that played in the Premier League is Yaya Toure, for me. Because he had everything. Dribble, shooting pattern, running with the ball, carrying, everything.
I mean, he was a very similar profile to Pogba as well.
Which is God created him. So,
I disagree.
He was very talented for a tall midfielder.
But Mo, his dribbling wasn't the dribbling of
and Fabregas can't even dribble. And Fabregas never even dribbled.
He would take care of the ball.
I think Fabregas on the ball was better. Yeah, exactly. I think
Fabregas never dribbled.
People
Fabregas
remember
never dribbled.
No, that's a lie.
I mean, go back to the goal he scored against Spurs from the kickoff line when he ran past one.
Are you talking about? You're talking about Fabregas as a dribbler? Stop. Is Fabregas a dribbler?
But I didn't use Fabregas in this example. I'm trying to say Yaya Toure. When people remember his dribbling, what they remember is his runs. When he used to run with the ball and power through. That's not dribbling. Dribbling is Pogba. When he used to do Pogba used to do the nutmegs and the skills.
That's
dribbling is
flicks and tricks. That's flicks and tricks.
Ozil.
Annabelle's dribbling as well. Come on, Pogba was an elite dribbler.
Guys.
Yeah,
for me, dribbling is how you get.
Yaya Toure was a runner.
Pogba used to get past the midfielders all the time, bro. What are you talking about?
Pogba is a great dribbler as well. Pogba had both, can run past players and can actually had ball control.
Okay, let me ask you this more. If Yaya Toure was playing against a low block, can he dribble past anyone in the low block?
Probably not.
No, he couldn't. He never did. Whereas I would see Pogba do it in a low block sometimes when he's pressured by someone in a tight space.
Yaya's biggest strength was if you had two players on him, then it would be highly likely Yaya Toure would be able to bully past both of them because of just pure power and his ability to protect the ball when he's dribbling was crazy stupid.
Pick a midfielder between these five. Pick a midfielder: Pogba, Fabregas, De Bruyne, Yaya Toure. That's these four.
Fabregas for me at their peak, right? You're saying at the peak.
Yaya,
or legacy.
Fabregas. No. Peak. Pick a player. Okay. Yaya, Fabregas, De Bruyne, and who else did I say?
Pogba.
You said Pogba.
Pogba. Pick one.
Actually, no. Peak, I'd go Pogba. Sorry. Peak,
I'd go
Pogba.
I didn't want to sound biased,
Pogba or Juventus Pogba?
No. Peak, I'd
say Juventus Pogba.
It doesn't matter.
Peak
was peak.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah,
Pogba, bro. You guys know that content creator? He's a very famous Italian guy. His name is Luca. You guys see his content?
I know.
He's very knowledgeable. He did a combined 11 for Juventus before, all-time great, and he had Pogba in that team, even though he only played like 3 years there. Just go listen to the way he talks about Pogba, bro. Because I feel like he's massively disrespected because of how obviously
I watched Pogba at Serie A.
You watched him, yeah.
The first
ridiculous, like broski. Pogba at Serie A was a bully.
He had no weakness, by the way.
I still think if he would have went to Madrid, he would have went down as one of the greatest to ever play the game.
The crazy thing is, when my first time,
no offense to United, he made a bit mad move by going back. Honestly,
the worst mistake in his career.
First time my dad saw Pogba for France. First thing he said, Ruud Gullit, incarnate right there, literally, and that's his favorite player of all time. He was crazy, stupidly good. If he went to Madrid. We talk about 4 or 5.
This is why Kevin De Bruyne in these conversations is so underrated in my opinion.
They would be talking about him, and this is why I talk about confirmation bias because of the trophies. People will put someone like Cruz ahead of him, and I'm not trying to disrespect Cruz. In terms of midfield talent, Pogba clears Cruz. If he played in that team over Cruz, they would have probably won the same exact stuff.
Can we allow?
We'd be talking about him being one of the greatest.
Can we allow it?
Cruz is good. Anyway, let me do. This is overrated. Longer than that.
Slightly, but not too much.
AMT Mo, have Staffy here regularly. He will make money for you.
If he sends me
here. I'll not have Staffy here, not for the money, to be honest with you. I always tell him this. I think Staffy's
I don't care. Send me some money. I'm trying to get paid. He thought I'm trying to do this for free. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I make enough money, I'll pay people, of course.
I mean, to be fair, Mo does hit me up a lot, and I can't make these shows. Like if I'm home or I'm not working.
Hand of Arsenal, Timber is back in training and traveling to Budapest. Everyone knew this. That Timber's gonna be fit for the fun.
It's the best news.
Everyone knew that Timber
versus Kvaratskhelia is a good battle. Mosquera versus
tweeted, by the way, Khalas. He confirmed.
Arteta uses the LB tactically depend on game stat. The left back tactically depending on game stat. Yeah, 100%. Arteta uses the left back differently every game. Every game is different.
Okay, I'll say something.
I'm gonna ask you a question about the left back before I do this. Hincapia or Calafiore to start the final for you?
I was about to just quickly tell you, since we won that before the finals, Arteta, for God's sake, I beg you, do not change the lineup from the Fulham and Atletico Madrid game. Skelly has to start in the middle. Odegaard should be on the bench. Havertz should be on the bench. Calafiori 100% should start. And obviously, if Timber is back, Timber should start.
Calafiori.
Nothing else.
Wait, so where's
No one else should change. In the middle with Rice.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. And then Eze up top.
Calafiori versus Dewey. I thought you'd say Nkapia. I can't lie.
No. Because we need Calafiori going. First of all, Calafiori is underrated defensively as a left back. He actually does a good job. But also going forward, he gives us solutions that Nkapia cannot. And I think we'll need those solutions. Because, bro,
I think going forward, I think he's better than Nkapia. But I'm trying to think of the defensive side.
I think defensively, if we're all sitting back, he will do a good enough job to stop him. The problem
is it because he's like center back by nature?
He's a center back by nature, yeah. And I think unlike Nkapia, he charges sometimes a bit ahead, which is a con in some games. But I think it can also be a positive when we're counter-attacking an open PSG. So, and plus, honestly, our football is so much better with him there.
Can I tell you guys a couple of news before we actually do this? Fabrizio Romano rushed into like giving the figures because he didn't know. David Ornstein like actually gives you the proper figures. 80 million euros plus future sale percentage of anything from Anthony
he did the same.
Fabrizio Romano.
He did the same thing.
He did 70.
He did the same thing for Viets. And that's
like
why
he wants to have the breaking news, the bomba so much that he miss out on because future sale is a big detail. Also, there is other news as well. Jack Grealish is going back to Manchester City and he's been given a chance because Everton are not going to pay them money. Wallahi, this is ridiculous.
Of course they're not.
You know, Mo, I might have to take back the minimal regression. It might be more than minimal. It might be more regression.
Wow. It looks like Jack Grealish is going to go back and Enzo Maresca is going to give him a chance to prove himself because they push for the exit. Rodgers on the transition is crazy and can play left winger too. I agree with you, Wayne.
I do agree with Ashraf on one thing. I don't think you ideally want to have an Eze and a
Rodgers together.
Morgan Rodgers in your team because they're similar. They're different, but they're very similar, and none of them are standout wingers. So in that aspect, I think Ashraf is right.
Yeah.
You guys are forgetting Mitoma for close dribbling. He just fell off. He fell off.
No consistency, man. No consistency with him.
Yeah, 100%. I'm taking Rodgers over Gordon all day, being full.
Not Gordon,
Goodstone.
He was talking about
Goodstone.
No, but Goodstone. But there's risk with Guts. Good.
There is 100%. Coming from the Dutch league, there's always
everyone in this YouTube act like they're the scouts. You know, like I wake up every day, watch
Lisandro Martinez and Timber came from Ajax.
It sounds like you're hating on ball knowledge. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah,
it's not ball knowledge.
Like
you know what, Mo?
Like literally scouting.
How about you up your knowledge instead of hating on Ram? How about that?
Exactly. Allah, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't
know what? Get on his level first.
Yeah, man.
For football what? Like I used to watch football, not anymore. Fuck Serie A, bro. Fucking, I'm not watching Lecce play Parma, like fucking on a potato field.
Hey, and I forgot to say this. Big up to Fabregas because a lot of people are questioning him as a manager. Took Como to the Champions League, fourth spot, kicking out AC Milan. He needs to get credit for that because that's not an easy feat right now.
Let him live.
Big up Fabregas.
Let him live.
Fabregas to Arsenal. Here we go.
No, not yet. Not yet. Come on.
Chill, bro.
You know what? It's going to be this next season, Mo. Arteta will borrow the league and Ashraf is going to start saying he wants Fabregas.
Boy, wait. A month ago, I was saying if we don't win the league or Champions League, bring Cesc and sack for Arteta. So I was
and guys, and then Gehi passed the ball back and he changed his mind. Guys, not all AI is bad. I love AI music though.
You know that, yeah. Anyways, go on.
AI is bad, bro.
Fire.
There's kids in Africa that can't drink water because we're using AI every day. Let's just put it down to that.
Barca should have just bought Martinelli. Wallahi, Arsenal should have pushed Martinelli to Barcelona.
Oh, I genuinely think Martinelli would have done better for them than Gordon. Because at least Martinelli knows what he is. He will do what he's supposed to do.
Gordon will know what he know. Ashraf, Gordon will know what he is.
No, Gordon will ask for the ball.
Blick will tell him what he is, and he'll just sit there and shut up and be like, "Yeah, okay, I'm this kind of player."
Rodgers is perfect for a low block. Also, is close dribbling and willing to take on defenders. Mo is correct 100%, and yes, Nkapia overlaps. And 24. I don't know what 24. That actually 24
summed up all the topics.
You wanted to put every single bit of information also in the chat. The at the end, you told us and 24. I don't know what 24 is.
We were talking about someone's age. That's the only thing I can remember.
But big up point. I agree with you. You agree with? Thank you. Mainstream media have zero accountability. Yes, zero. Zilch.
That's true because who can hold them accountable? They control the narrative, right?
No. The people control the narrative.
Mo, Rashford, and Doku. Pick
the
one.
media drive the news, and you go along with it. This is why Mo, who sits on the mainstream media all the time, the moment TalkSport says something stupid, guess what? Mo talks about it the next day on his channel because that's what the mainstream media wants. Which is fair.
Doku.
Yeah.
Shout out to Doku.
Rashford.
By the way, for someone to I'm a big fan of Doku. I like Rashford, but also I like Doku a lot. I remember Fabregas was getting booed.
Yeah, no shit.
When?
I went to Chelsea. We did.
When you went to
mean with
bro.
Barcelona? Oh, when he went to Chelsea.
Yeah.
To the panel, arrange the players by order. Doku, Torgo,
Mitoma,
Garnacho, Martinelli. That's a lot of names, my man, for one thing.
Check. What we'll do is we'll just give you the top three. Is that fair?
Garnacho number one. Let's move on.
Go ahead.
Stop it. Top three. I'll say one. I'm just saying on overall quality. I don't care about a certain aspect. I'll say one is. Where is
Doku for me? Doku for me.
From
these names.
For now, I'll say Doku. For now, I'll say Doku. 2 is Krupi. 3rd is Trossard.
Chiesa, Ngamo,
although Cunha is there.
Garnacho
is not bad.
Chiesa, Ngamo, Doku. Chiesa, Ngamo, Doku.
Garnacho robbed.
Doku for me. Doku, Cunha, Gibbs White.
Garnacho robbed.
Big up Chiesa.
You are underrating Hincapié on attack too. He isn't great in attack.
AMT, that's like saying you're underrating Calafiori in defense. Like, obviously, he's not bad in going
not
forward,
bad, but he's nowhere near.
He's nowhere near Calafiori's
running.
Doku, 19 goals for City in 3 years. Mo, come on.
Here we go. Again,
basically, Mo, wake up and smell the coffee, bro.
Guys, not everything. Wallah lazim, not everything is goals. I swear to God, not everything is.
Mo is about goals.
I will say he is a player that dribbles a lot and doesn't have end product a lot of times though. Although he's improved the last 2 months, I will say that.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, okay. What's his name? Semenyo gets more goals than him. Wallahi, Semenyo's not better than him.
No, but Staffy, honestly, when you watch the guy as a neutral, you will cuss him during that game. You'll cuss him.
I know he's annoying sometimes to watch. I'm not saying he's elite, but like just the narrative of like if your goal tally's not that high.
No, but that plays a part.
You'll be very disappointed.
Staffy, sorry, I'm gonna ask you this: if you have Semenyo as a left winger for a whole season, or Doku as your left winger for a whole season, who do you think wins you more games?
I mean, I guess, but when you do that isolated comparison,
makes Semenyo better, no?
It's Semenyo because Semenyo scores the goals. But if I have a team that I'm getting goals from elsewhere, and I have Doku because I need someone who's good at dribbling and that can take on their defender, then yeah, I do need someone like that.
No, let me pick United. I'll pick your own team. In your own United team, Doku at United or Semenyo at United, who wins you more games?
I would take Doku over Semenyo.
For United?
Because
I think Semenyo wins you more games.
Imagine my wingers being Semenyo and Mbumo. I'm not beating any defenders. Mbumo already doesn't beat defenders.
But Semenyo makes runs, which Bruno Fernandes will always find. If Semenyo makes the same runs, there's no better player.
I already have Mbumo and my striker making runs. I need someone who can actually get past defenders. I need a different profile.
But Sesko, you could utilize Sesko in a way that you utilize Leipzig, though.
I'd rather have Doku, if I'm being honest. Especially against slow ball.
But would you rather Doku be the guy? Because if you're going to bring on Doku, then you're going to ask him to create as well for the striker. Wouldn't you rather have an inside forward that Bruno can find and get the goals?
So now it means I have 2 wingers that all they do is get the ball and shoot.
Yeah, I did that. I had that. I had Mane and Salah.
Yeah, but Salah can actually dribble past players, even with just pace. Mane, the same thing. And Mbumo has like 60 pace.
Wait, what?
I said Mbumo has like 60 pace.
He's not
races.
It's exaggerated, but he's not a quick attacker, is what I'm trying to say.
For Arsenal, I would love Semenyo on the left wing, bro.
I love him for different things in Mbumo, but like I just need a pure winger. And I think Doku is more of a pure winger.
I hear it.
Last one. Left back defending good. Attack is not bad for me. I think so. I think that Arsenal need a Calafiori more than Hincapié most of the time. But listen, I want to thank everyone that joined us
3-hour show, bro. What's wrong with you today?
That is.
What is wrong with you?
It was good conversation.
What did I do?
What is wrong with you? You spoke a lot on the final hour and a half. You're like, you fucking never stop talking.
Well, there you go. I added quality to the show. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much.
Another bomb.
There's another bomb.
What's going on today? Robertson to Spurs.
Yes. I wanted actually Inter to sign Andre Robertson.
You got DeMarco. Why do you need Robbo? You don't need him.
Oh my God, Robertson.
To be backup.
Excuse me?
So another
what?
player will be.
Can I just say something? This Robertson signing, you know when there's like rare lose-lose situations? This Robertson one is a lose-lose situation.
No.
You have such a great Premier League legacy.
That is so true.
He's fucking it up.
No one benefits from this, Ashraf. They're not moving forward. Yeah, they're not moving forward. They're signing a player who's past his best. He's kind of washed. I don't even know how much money they're spending on him. They're not even trying to win anything.
He's living on a free.
And then, on a free. Okay, so they're not spending. But, like, he doesn't really improve this team. Like, they need to move forward somehow. And then you have Robertson, who has a great legacy in the Premier League. This is the retirement age. No? This is when he should go to the Saudi League. He should go to the MLS. He should just go somewhere where, like, you know what? I'm just going to go live a good life somewhere. No expectations.
Let him live in
so he goes to Spurs, where now he's going to go from mentality monster for, like, all these years. Then he's going to get shit on, be like, oh, it's Spurs, it's this, it's that. He's going to get mocked for a whole year, and then he's probably going to leave next summer anyways. This is one of the few lose-lose situations I've ever seen.
Hey, man, I might see him in London. I might see him in London. That's a win for me. That's a win for me.
He's going to do his crazy press that he used to do at Liverpool, and then they'll put the ball over the top. He'll be like, it's okay, Van Dijk's got it. Oh, wait, this is Van de Ven, not Van Dijk. And he'll see him falling on his ass.
Yeah.
He'll see Saka in scoring.
He's gonna look next.
Oh, his mentality is gonna be up here, and everyone's mentality is like on the fucking floor.
Oh my God!
You're literally gonna see next time. You see that. Oh God, I got Van der.
We're 20 likes away from 400. See, Staffy, we're not ending the show.
Yalla end, Habib, yalla end.
What about me?
And what you got? Like 19 goals in all competitions for. Is that for Doku?
Doku.
For
Doku. Damn.
Oh, maybe Mbuemo actually, because we switched the conversation.
Oh yeah, big up Palace. Palace play in like 9 minutes, no?
Big up Palace. Yeah. Yes, Palace. I don't know who they play.
Actually, don't
go watch that. You know, I had a debate with one of my Colombian friends the other day, and I was trying to tell him that Premier League mid-table teams are clear of La Liga, and he was just trying to debate me, and I'm like, bro, like look at the
Europa League. We're debating this. We're also debating this. Same like me and you, Staffy. We're debating this with Ashraf. Bayern and PSG are great. But the rest of the
everything else is very not there. Yeah,
guys, all I have to tell you is Burnley made more money than Inter winning the league. So this is how the purchasing power. Burnley made more money than Barcelona.
Nah, I swear Hull made more money than you lot.
Burnley getting relegated made more money from the league than Barcelona winning the league.
Hull made more money than you.
This is why when people say the league is weaker now, I find that ridiculous. Not only because the English teams are dominating the other European competitions, but the fact that the 10th place team can probably make more signings than the champions of La Liga or the champions of Serie A just tells you everything you need to know. The disparity now between the Premier League and the other leagues when it comes to financial power it's the biggest.
I'm sorry. Can I tell you guys why people think it's the Premier League but just they're dominating? No, they aren't dominating. Basically, it's all about money. We live in America. Yeah. I know that. We all live in countries where capitalism is. Basically, you make what you offer. The Premier League gets the most money, hence the clubs make the most money. They present the best product out there. That's why people watch the Premier League. That's why someone like me, I would rather watch Newcastle play Brentford than watch Parma play Lazio. Why? Because it's a better product on TV. Hence, they make more money. If Italian League and La Liga, they want to make more money, they need to up their fucking production and production.
I think it fully.
It's a simple math.
I'm sorry to say this. I'm not even trying to shit on any cultures or anything. I respect these cultures so much, but the reality is you have to start doing things in English. La Liga, the Serie A, they have to start doing content in English, pushing more content creators in English, because the whole reason why a lot of these people tune in to the Premier League is because it's an English-speaking league.
Why is it easier for me? Why is it easier for me?
I swear to you, I tried
finding... speak Italian.
Exactly. I tried finding content creators for Barcelona and for La Liga, and the only good ones I could find were actually in Spanish. I'm not going to put the captions all the time.
But why do people like Luca so much? Because he speaks English and he's a
exactly.
Juventus fan. He's a Juventus.
He doesn't speak in Italian. Yeah,
and I'm telling you something. Luca covering the Italian league, right? There is a ceiling for it. That's why Luca gets involved so much with stuff linked to the Premier League.
Yeah.
People say, why don't you cover Serie A? Because you aren't going to watch it. Because everything is in Italian. All the podcasts are in Italian. Nobody wants to cover Serie A. Luca, the reason why Luca is great, because Luca is so knowledgeable about Serie A, but also he does stuff linked to the Premier League. That's why he's getting more famous.
He's English
it's not just him. Even the Faisal guy. Even the Faisal guy who comes in SDS, who's a Real Madrid fan, does content about the Premier League. There's another Madrid fan who comes in that Goal Fan Zone TV, whatever, who's a Madrid fan but does content in the Premier League. Unfortunately, that's what people will watch. It sucks to see.
It's also the talent disparity in other leagues is just not the same anymore. Because, for example, the Bundesliga, right? The defending, like I could name you about 6 or 7 defenders back in the day that were top tier defenders. Now I can barely name you one. That's actually,
but then the opposite is also true, Ram, because I can see the other leagues, especially like say PSG and then Barca, Bayern, have much better attackers than the attackers in the Premier League. Like the attacking talent is
Ram, Wallah al-Azim, it's all about the product. I went to see I went to see the Premier League live. I went to see the Premier League live, and I went to see La Liga live, and I went to see it. I always say this, Serie A. On the pitch, football isn't that different than what you guys think, right? But the problem is, go home and watch the highlights now. You will see a production that is phenomenal versus a production that is shit. That's why at the end, the Premier League product is superior to everyone. It's the most watched league in the world. You can say La Liga, you can say whatever. It's only Barcelona. With all due respect, you watch Getafe play Real Sociedad. The game, the production isn't as good as Newcastle versus Sunderland.
Everton versus Brentford.
Newcastle versus Sunderland. It's a great production. Anyway,
it all started in 2016 when all the top managers came to the Premier League. That's when it started.
No. The Premier League took a route. Slowly became number 1 in production.
No, but that was it was going up. But this trajectory went up. That trajectory after 2016.
Very good example: Villa versus Freiburg.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah. But
I think we'll see one.
I'm gonna give you one example. Villa played first in Europa League. The game production, because it's not produced by the Premier League people, it looks shitter than Villa. Go watch the highlights and you'll know what I'm talking about. It looks worse than Villa versus fourth in the Premier League. That tells you the production. It's the same teams, same stadium, it's just production, money. Anyway, I want to thank everyone that joined us. Everyone who's going to go watch Palace now. Hit that like button. Guys, we're less than 20 likes away from 400. It's a great show, phenomenal show. I want to thank the guys for giving me the time. It's absolutely fantastic. Sunra and everyone that contributed. You guys made those the most. Actually, no. This is the second most super chatted stream on the channel. Actually, third. After Inter, PSG, and Arsenal versus Inter. So thank you so much, everyone.
Staffy effect.
Staffy effect, of course. Big up everyone that is here. Hit that like button. Yeah, that stream was.
By the way, I just want to also say, Mo always blames me on counterfacts for causing chaos. Did I cause any chaos today?
No,
by the way, I watch those streams. It's never Ram. It's always Paz and Touchline.
Thank you. Tell him that. Go on.
See you guys. Hit that like button, guys. 12 more likes to 400. We'll see you guys later today.